business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio.
Reese is on the radio. Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! They thought they caught me slipping. What's going on? My scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists. And don't forget, because I never forget, you haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Welcome to your Tuesday afternoon. And, of course, your daily dose of Reese on the radio. We got a guest today. DJ Duarte is joining us on the program today. Big shout out to him. Can't wait till he gets here. Young man wants to be a broadcaster, and I know he's excited to be here as well. So I think it'll be great for both of us. Sort of looking at, him looking at what his career could look like, and me seeing the beginning of my own in his eyes. An interesting way to look at life is from, that perspective. I hate to get into the whole sort of AA sort of speech because I believe it's a program of attraction, not promotion. But, I am always excited by newcomers when they join the ranks or the fellowship of AA because they remind me of what my first day was like. Nervous and apprehensive, not knowing what to expect. They remind me of those days, so I'm humbled by where I am. I'm coming up on 7 years, which, is a dedication that I, never knew I could have. And having it means a lot. But the only way I get there is by recognizing day one. So seeing TJ here will be sort of what it was, over 40 years ago when I wanted to get into radio for the first time. So it'd be humbling for me to see what his eyes see and to talk to him about that. It will sort of reinvigorate me. So I'm very excited by him being here. Anyway, got a whole bunch of other stuff to get into today. We got a whole lot of things to talk about. We've got local news. Of course, we've got national news. I will have an update. It looks like we are very good to have Linda McMahon on the program next month, or let's just say April, because it's the last day of March. So in April, it looks like in the middle of the month, we look really good to have Linda McMahon sitting right across yours truly, right in this studio. We will keep you updated on that, and we will promote the hell out of it, having a cabinet member of the Trump administration in the building. Working really, really hard on that for you. We are also, like I said, Thursday, I meant to say, we have Devon Ward, the Ombudsman for Corrections, will be here. As well, my guest will be Mark in West Hartford from Mark Walsh Reports. He will be sitting here across from me on the right. He will join me for that interview with Devon Ward. That will be on Thursday. Tomorrow, don't forget, we'll be online because of the Red Sox game, which I believe starts at 1. Pregame starts at 1. And then we'll be back after the game is over. I'm presuming anywhere around 4:30, close to 5 o'clock, we'll be back on the regular airwaves. No guests for tomorrow, but Friday, Good Friday, we'll be on again for most of the show. But we have got Pastor Todd, my pastor from Bridge Community Church, and the Bandits, Andrew Decker's band, will be here performing live. So you can catch that online at resoundradio.com or WTIC.com. Preferably WTIC.com. That's what my boss wants me to tell you, WTIC.com. Because they want to boost the streaming numbers. What else is there? We got, like I said, jam-packed today as usual. I got to talk about 2 things, maybe even 3, that are related to the LGBTQ community, one of which is a lawsuit that's happening right here in the state of Connecticut for $2 million. I'll get into that in the 3 o'clock hour when we get to our local news segment of the show. But on a national level, we have to talk about what happened to the young man known as Jalen Ivey. Is that his name, Roland? Jalen Ivey? Yeah, Jalen Ivey, former basketball player for the Chicago Bulls, who was waived recently. He is without a home because of his view. What did I say? Jalen, right? Jaden. Okay, Jaden. I wrote Jalen. I don't follow the Bulls all that much. Thank you for that. It is Jaden. Anyway, he is an outspoken Christian as of late. Who he is not really important, but what he said is. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I had an experience very similar to this on a podcast in California many, many moons ago. I want to say it was roughly about 2017, maybe 2018. We were having a conversation, and the host of the podcast was doing a gotcha. And the gotcha was asking the panelist, if your son came to you and told you that he was gay, would you denounce him? And all of the men on this program, the panel, it had about 7 men on it, including myself and the host. And each of the men expressed immediately, no, that is my son. I love him. I can accept that he is a homosexual. And they waited for me to be the last because primarily all the men on the panel are left. They're left of center, and they're African-American men. They know I'm a conservative. They doubt I'm African-American. Nonetheless, they wait for me on the last because they know that I'm going to make this conversation interesting. And they go, Reese, if your son said he was a homosexual, would you denounce him? Denounce him? He no longer exists to me. Well, of course, all the men on the panel pulled their hair out collectively. Oh, my goodness. See, I know. See, I told you he's a scum. He's a horrible person, they screamed. And I let them get it out. I let them do their screaming and their chest pounding and their foot stomping. And I stopped and I said, can somebody explain to me why his values are to be more respected than mine? Tell me where he receives the moral high ground. Because he is gay, my Christian values mean nothing? Whatever happened to we are all equal no matter what we believe? Well, then everybody stopped. And they all had to check themselves. Finally, reason had caught up with them. Well, we're not saying that. No, 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 you lying sack of Jawea. You did say that. You didn't care about my value system. You didn't give two damns about what I believed. My response was supposed to be, accept his homosexuality or else be condemned, stoned even, ridiculed, mocked. My values mean nothing. Because the answer simply must be, he's gay, he is far more important. His values, far more important. And you guys will twist yourselves and your values into a pretzel to appease. Why? Why? Why must he have the moral high ground? Well, he's been discriminated against. So? That happens. Everybody gets discriminated against. Everyone gets persecuted. I currently am being persecuted now for my beliefs. We all have to deal. As we used to say back in Hollis, Queens, put an H on your chest and handle it. And I did. I didn't get angry that they were angry at me. I didn't get angry that they called me names. I didn't get angry that they called me all types of horrible things under the sun. I simply stood my ground and said, fine, but you tell me, explain to me, why is his way more important? Because he's gay? Because you're trying to overcorrect? Because you're trying to appease? Do you truly believe that his lifestyle is more important than your own? Just for the sake of inclusivity? And then finally, and I'm not kidding you folks, it was if I had given them permission to say, well, I really would be against it, but I mean, I don't want to denounce him. It'll be difficult for me. Finally, the truth had come out. When they were first asked, everybody wanted to put on a red pin. They all wanted to support. They wanted to be supporters. Like, how can I support? Can I donate to GLAAD? They all wanted to be down. They just didn't want to be ostracized. They needed to be given permission to have a differing view. And again, out of 7 of those men, at least 3 said, yeah, you know, it really isn't right for my values to have to take a back seat to his. And they flipped the switch right there, which is truly what we should be allowing. And this kid, Jaden, is a perfect example of that. Imagine Jaden was Muslim and he was on his Instagram humming Allahu Akbar and was preaching against LGBTQ lifestyles and quoting the Quran. What would they say then, the NBA? I find it incredibly interesting that it's okay to denounce the country that all of these folks make millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars in. But if you insult 5% of the country by denouncing their lifestyle, you're out of here. And no one is given an ounce of leeway or an amount of grace or respect. In this case, Jaden couldn't say. He said nothing. He talked about LeBron James. He talked about Steph Curry. He talked about Michael Jordan. He talked about their Christian faith, but he said nothing about their basketball play. I would have fired him if he said Jordan wasn't the GOAT and LeBron was. I'd have fired him on the spot. You know nothing about basketball. Get out of here. But his faith? Saying that his actions were detrimental to the team when there are basketball players currently on teams who were bashing their wives or baby mamas? Who were caught driving under the influence with guns and marijuana in the car? Are you for real? Actions detrimental to the team? Why are these people compromising their principles? If this young man never ever plays basketball again, he should thank his lucky stars. Why drink from their fountain? Why lie in their cesspool? Why do it? There's another player who put out an Instagram afterwards. I don't know who it is because I don't follow any of those fools. I'm sorry, I just don't. As far as I'm concerned, that I just can't. I can't follow him. Who said that in order to save his career, he might as well come out as gay. Why? Why did he say that? Because that's the only way the NBA will respect him. He's got to come out and say, you know what, I'm gay. That's the reason why I said what I said. I'm secretly gay. And then the NBA would have to fold into, oh, come on back. Oh, we can't be kicking out the gay folks. That's why. Go ahead.
It's just because he wasn't a superstar.
So what?
If he was a superstar, they would have just suspended him and for maybe the rest of the season because there's only like 7 games left.
That's true. I mean, he was out for the rest of the season anyway with an injury.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go. So they wouldn't have released him, no. They would have just said you're done for the season and we'll talk about this and when it's time after.
Do you think he plays it for another team or he's out of the NBA entirely?
I think he gets one more shot.
I think so, too.
I think he gets one more shot.
Do you think they'll make him denounce his comments?
Probably.
Would you do it?
I wouldn't, but maybe he find a team that won't make him do that, and he'll go play for them.
Jailblazers?
It's gonna be one of those.
It's gonna be one of those teams.
Bottom teams,
right?
Yeah. Like that could use a good role player.
Yeah, a 6-man, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Jailblazers. I think the Jailblazers. I've always called them that.
The Jailblazers.
Yes, that's what. Instead of the Trailblazers, they're the Jailblazers. Because everybody they ever got on that team went to jail. What was Steph Curry? I mean, Stephon Marbury's cousin who played there. You remember him?
Oh.
What was his name?
Stephon Marbury cousin?
Stephon Marbury had a cousin who played for the Jailblazers back in the day. He was a rabble-rouser. He was it wasn't his brother. I know he was his cousin. He was good for a little while. I'll have to look him up. Starbury.
That was his nephew. That was like his nephew.
Was it his nephew? What's his name?
Sebastian Telfair.
Yes, Sebastian Telfair. That's him. That's his nephew? I thought it was his cousin.
Oh yeah, but it's like his nephew because he's much younger.
He is a much younger, so he's like a second cousin.
Yeah.
Sebastian Telfair. I'll totally remember that kid. Boy, that boy was trouble.
He would have been legendary if he could have kept his off-court life right.
Exactly. He was really a star. They loved it. Well, you know, Marbury was actually pretty good. I thought he was. Do you ever see his documentary?
Yeah, Starbury was a legend.
Man, watch his documentary when he goes back to Brooklyn, to Coney Island, and he talks to this little boy that's in it. It still warms my heart every time I think of it. But he says to the little boy who doesn't know who he is because he's out of the NBA by the time he sees him. But he knows the cameras. The little boy sees the camera on him, and he talks to the little man to give him some advice. And he says to him, instead of giving him advice, he plays him Bruce Lee. And he says, Bruce Lee is my mentor. And he says, whenever the world starts changing around you, do what Bruce Lee says. Be water. I love that line. It's a great quote. But the way that Stephon Marbury sort of uses Bruce Lee to sort of mentor him shows the kind of man that Marbury had become. That he was wise enough to know where to lead that boy without his own advice. He just says, here's somebody who I look up to. And it was such a sweet moment with this young man. But it made me respect him. I didn't really like him when he was a ball player.
You a rom-com
heartwarming
dude, man.
I'm sorry. Just said it was one of those moments where Stephon Marbury was doing something that I thought was not just noble, but really, telling that young man in Coney Island that, be water. And it was such a great quote. But the moment in the documentary, it warmed my heart. I watched the whole thing just because of that scene. Because I was like, I really like this guy now. Yeah. I have a new respect for him.
I like him as a ball player, but other than that, I don't really.
I thought he was great. All right, when we come back, more news, more views. Don't forget, we got a guest today, and I want to talk about Soulshine Yoga. It's $2 million lawsuit. What's on their website will blow your mind, especially considering this lawsuit. Stick around. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people.
Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Batteries Plus presents Power Ballads.
Unless you live in a cave, you need batteries. For cars, boats, and smartphones to keep life a breeze. Did you know we sell key fobs? We program them too. From lithium to 9-volt, batteries up the wazoo. Batteries Plus, there's no problem too large. Batteries Plus, we're the experts in charge.
When you think about it, New England is like a McDonald's big breakfast. Maine's your big main course, the hotcakes. Vermont's the maple syrup, obviously. New Hampshire's your biscuit, that country comfort. Massachusetts, sausage patty. Its name is Patty. Rhode Island's your hash browns, tiny but treasured. Oh, and Connecticut's scrambled eggs. Not sure how to explain, but trust me. All that for just $5. Get our big breakfast at McDonald's. Limited time only. Price participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
And now, a WTIC news update.
75 degrees in Hartford at 2:30. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News. After 40 years in Waterford, the Crystal Mall closes today. General Dynamics taking over the property for a new development. Some tenants, like Buffalo Wild Wings, will stay open. In East Hartford, one person had to be rescued from an apartment fire on Tolland Street just after 10 o'clock this morning. No one else was hurt, but fire officials say the 4-unit building is now uninhabitable. Bradley Airport is announcing new options for Yukon fans headed to the Final Four. Southwest Airlines is adding 2 nonstop flights to Indianapolis out of Bradley. That is where the men will play Saturday. And Breeze Airways has nonstop service to Phoenix, where the women are playing Friday night. And speaking of the Huskies, Coach Dan Hurley and some players are set to speak later today in stores about their preps for the Final Four. That's happening around 5 o'clock. And our Dave Mager will be there with the latest, so stay tuned for that.
WTIC weather.
Through this afternoon, it's a mix of sun and clouds, very mild. Temperatures rising to 75 to 80 in the Hartford area. And we'll have a south to southwest wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour with some higher gusts. There is the chance for a passing shower or thunder shower. And tonight's partly to mostly cloudy. Still the chance for a shower or thunder shower. Lows holding in the 50s. More clouds than sun on Wednesday. And a couple of showers around during the day. Maybe a thunderstorm. Highs in the low to mid 70s. The chance for a shower continues into Wednesday night as temperatures drop through the 40s. Thursday's cloudy and chilly with highs stuck in the 40s. Chance for a spot shower. Partly sunny Friday with highs in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
And taking a quick look at the markets, stocks are bouncing back today. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all rallying. A drop in price for Brent crude oil is taking a little bit of pressure off of Wall Street. For these stories and more, head to WTIC.com. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News.
Sex, intimacy, love. These 3 things are critical to a good relationship. That's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At Northeast Men's Health, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Got heat? No? Say, come on into Campbell. If it's cold outside and inside, contact Campbell. Campbell Heating and Cooling does business the American way with their own technicians, so you know that you can trust who's coming into your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From simple service to a complete system replacement, count on Campbell, veteran-owned and operated. Campbell Heating and Cooling. Visit CampbellCooling.com.
Campbell Cooling uses all major name brands, including American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Mitsubishi Heating and Cooling Equipment.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need the Social Security report. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Selling your house the traditional way takes time. Agents, showings, repairs, fees. It's a hassle. But what if you could skip it all and sell your home for cash, fast? At Liz Buys Houses, we buy homes in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, no cleaning, no repairs. We understand that facing difficult situations like lifestyle changes requires support. So whether it's inherited, outdated, or you're behind on payments, we'll make you a fair cash offer within 24 hours. With Liz Buys Houses, you close on your schedule in as little as 7 days. Selling your house can feel overwhelming, but we're here to simplify the process and to give you peace of mind at every stage. Thousands have sold the easy way. Now it's your turn. Liz Buys Houses. Real cash. Real fast. For your free, no-obligation cash offer, text FREE to 303030. Again, text FREE to 303030. Text FREE to 303030.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Let me be the first to say, Roland has no soul. I played this clip for him. I sent it to him, and he said nothing. This is from the Stephon Marbury documentary, A Kid from Coney Island. It came out back in 2020. And this was part of the scene. He's talking to this little boy, and little boy's getting a haircut. And I just got to play it.
You don't have to play basketball. You could be the president of the United States. Nobody never told you that? What? That you could be the president of the United States. If you're the president of the United States, that means you can help all of the people in Coney Island.
Nobody told me that.
I know.
You have to see it. You have to see it. I can't stop watching it. It's like everything about that silence just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. He just looks at the little boy and says, nobody told me that. Nobody told me I could be president of the United States. That kid lives in Coney Island. That place is dirt poor. And Stephon Marbury is telling him, did anybody ever tell you could be president of the United States? Nobody ever told me that. Not even his own community. Nobody in the barbershop even backs him up and says, yes, young man, you could do that. It took that guy to go all the way to China and come all the way back to tell the people in his own community who still aren't telling him, you don't have to play basketball. You can be anybody you want to be. How do you not, this is the part that it drives me nuts. That's the reason why I fell in love with him. I did. And when I saw this documentary, I was saying, damn, man. And that's the way wisdom is supposed to work. It's supposed to literally build you up and turn you into somebody like that. To come back to the community and say the right thing.
Yeah, that was great, but it wasn't no tearjerker for me.
I know it wasn't. You have no soul.
I have plenty of souls.
No, you have plenty of souls. It's heartbreaking. Stuff I couldn't stop. It's like immediately
this
went
is
to
America. You don't have to play basketball.
It's so heart-wrenching to say that. That's I'm sorry, and I don't mean to be emotional about it, but it makes me crazy It just does. It makes me crazy that isn't a message they want to teach kids in the inner city. They don't. And I thank God for that moment because it should be played everywhere.
Well, I think that there's a lot of programs that teach that you don't have to play sports. You can do something else.
Yeah, I know.
You can be a lawyer. You can be a doctor. You can be, own your own business. You can go to trade school. You can be an electrician or engineer.
Yeah. Just the way that the voice said, it was like, nobody told me that. And that broke him. That broke me when I heard the kid say that. Again, maybe I am superimposing myself into that little boy.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
You know what it is? And that's,
you feel it. You experience a piece of that on
my own level.
On your own level.
Yeah.
Because you relate to it.
I'll tell you what I relate to is that, again, it always goes back to, I bring this up again, and I'm going to talk to TJ about it. That moment reminds me of my Uncle Nicky. And I say this to make this broader point. So my Uncle Nicky, out of all of my uncles, was the funniest. And he looked like and sounded like Richard Pryor. He was darker than all the rest of he's kind of my step-uncle because he's my stepfather's brother. But they treated me like I was a member of their family. Even my grandfather said, "You never call me step nothing. I'm your grandfather." But anyway, he was my uncle. And he was the funniest, and I immediately flocked to him because he was so funny. I wanted to be funny like him because he always had the whole crowd going. When he showed up, the place lit up because he was there. And we would just kind of sit around and listen to him kind of tell stories about the neighborhood and himself, and we would laugh. And then that one day, he comes to us, and he actually has an audience with all of us kids, all of the cousins, and asked every single one of us what we wanted to do when we grew up, which to me was an honor to tell my uncle what I wanted to do. So in essence, he was someone I trusted in that regard. So when he looks at me and he says, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to be on the radio. I want to be," and I didn't say a radio DJ. I just said, "I want to be on the radio." And when he looks at me and he says, "Well, I don't know if the white man gonna let you do that," and that should have killed me. That should have destroyed every bit of my soul. So when that young man says, "Nobody told me that," it's the exact point I'm making. It's like, what is it that these kids are growing up with, not realizing their potential? And the reason why is because the people they trust the most tell them that they can't, or that someone's not going to allow them, or what's the use? Or telling them they have a target on their back, or they're going, this is going to happen, and that's what's going to happen. They fill them with so much despair. What kid wouldn't ignore their future or waste it? And I see that and just say, and you can't help but ask the question, does anybody love that kid?
I wouldn't.
I'm sorry. It irks the hell out of me.
No one ever told me that I could be the president either, but they told me I could be other things.
Right. Well, I get that.
I'm sure someone has told him he could be something else.
Right.
Maybe just not the president of the United States.
Yeah.
That's like the top of the.
Yeah, sure.
That's the top of the food chain. It's like your chances of getting there is very, very slim to none.
Yeah, but you think about that, and what does he tell him behind that? You could be president of the United States. Because if you are, you could come back and you can help all the people here in Coney Island. Saying that to him, and I said, if you really care about your community, you can do something about it. You actually can be that change that you're talking about. That is inspirational. Is it lofty? Sure it is. But you could be setting that kid on the right path. He met a celebrity, a guy who did make it and did everything that he wanted to do. Now he's telling me that I could be whatever I want to be. And that is what that kid needed, and that should be inspiring other people to do the same. Why are we not telling these kids? And again, this is not a black or white issue. It's just the fact that we should be telling that to all of our children. Nope. What are we doing? We're telling them, ain't no future for you. They ain't gonna let you do that. Again, like my uncle did. And again, It was someone I looked up to, someone I still love to this day. Every time I see him, I have a warm, well, he's passed on now, but I have a warm feeling every time I see him because he inspired me to be funny or to try to be funny or to be at least uplifting in a room, have presence. He taught me showmanship. He really, really sort of impacted those things in my life. But that was one instance where he could have, if I let him, changed the trajectory of my life and said, well, why bother? I'm never going to do that. I'm here today because I refuse to believe that. His challenge to me was like, let me. And thank God I was 15 at the time, because in my head I was just, I was against, the system anyway. I was kind of a muckraker very early on. Him telling me that the white man wasn't going to let me do it made me want to do it more, like any other teenager for that matter. Don't date that girl. I'm going to date that girl.
Yeah, but what you just explained was that he showed you all of these positive things that he put in you.
Instilled in me, sure.
But he didn't say that you couldn't do it. He just said that I don't know if they're going to let you. Yeah. And that was based off of his personal experiences of what he's going through. But he didn't say,
don't
change your goals in life because it's never going to happen.
No, that he didn't say.
Yeah, so
thankfully he didn't say that.
I think if he would have said something like that, it would have been more impactful.
No, he moved immediately on to the next kid after I said it, because every other kid was talking about being a millionaire or being a dancer and all that other crazy stuff. All I said was that I wanted to be on the radio, and he completely shot me down. Somebody said they wanted to be like a singer, and it was like, well, you're gonna have to practice every day. Because I guess there were examples, of singers that, existed that, you could be. Yeah. But mine wanting to be on the radio, apparently lofty, apparently too hard to achieve. So, anyway, it was just one of those weird things.
Yeah, I think it touched you a little bit.
Yeah, but just that young man, that little boy.
He didn't seem like he was crying or anything like that.
Steph Marbury?
No, the little boy.
No, Steph Marbury started crying.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
That's the part that got me.
Oh, okay. Because he realized that nobody told him that. So that.
Like, I'm sure in that instant he realized, what are we doing to our children? That we are not inspiring them, that they could be anything that they want to be. Like, why are we not inspiring them? Especially, I hate to put it that way, but our kids, as they would say in the hood. Why they're not inspiring them? Because that's, again, I feel like that's, I'll say this just before I go to break. And I go back to it, and I don't care how many times I have to repeat it. This is important to note. When Oprah Winfrey opened up that school in Africa, she was asked, Oprah, your show is broadcast in Chicago. Chicago has got one of the worst school systems in the country. Kids are dropping out in droves. Why wouldn't you do something here for education? She said, I tried. But the kids that I spoke to here they only cared about iPods and sneakers. And in my head, I went, that is like leaving the scene of a crime. That is like seeing a kid running out into the middle of the street and you not grabbing that kid by the arm and bringing him to safety. So what? The kids care about iPods and sneakers. What an opportunity to get them. I mean, if anything, that is a red light that says, perhaps I should get them more involved in their education. Instead, she took her money to Africa because these kids didn't care. We should get them to care. So she abandoned them. And that was my view. She said she tried, they didn't care, so she abandoned them. And I'm like, what do these kids know? Here's an opportunity for you to take your wealth, your prestige, and your know-how and turn it into, turn these lumps of coals into diamonds. And she said that they dictated the rules. Well, it's clear that these kids don't know what they're doing. And that's the part that drove me nuts. And I started hating Oprah that day. I still do. Still do. Despise that woman.
Because of that.
She left the scene of a crime. She had the means to do it.
Well, she was going to force the school on her?
She had an opportunity. She's, if not the most influential black woman in the world. She had an opportunity and she blew it. And she blamed the kids for it. That is not an adult move. That's not a baller move. It just isn't. And I can't accept it. I just can't. and I will always hate her for it. From the bottom of my heart.
She could have just did schools in both places.
Fair. She had the money to do it.
Yeah.
And look how the school in Africa ended up. In mayhem. Sexual abuse and the whole 9 yards.
Oh.
Yeah. Exactly. Money well spent, I guess, Oprah. What are you going to do? We got to take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Coming up in the program, TJ Duarte is our guest on the program, a young man who is the host of the Duarte Show. Want to talk to him about his young career in broadcasting, and of course he is involved in civics and politics at his school, so we'll talk to him about all of that. His mom will be here as well. Can't wait to hang out with him. And we got some other local news to talk about. There is a lawsuit for $2 million at a yoga place here in Connecticut. I want to dive into and talk about that. Let's go to a couple of these comments. This one from X says, too bad Reese continues to compromise his values. He did not. If he did not, he would have taken Brian Shackman to task for saying the only reason the U.S. went to war is to protect Israel. Today, he said that Trump is looking for an off-ramp in the war, and Iran will not give it to him. So I am I'm compromising my values because I didn't respond to what Brian Shackman said this morning, even though I didn't hear what Brian Shackman said this morning. It is not my job to police what Brian Shackman says. Brian Shackman is a grown man, with all due respect, and he has his own show. If you have an issue with what Brian Shackman says, I'm pretty sure he has an email or a contact that you can give him. It is not my job to police him. So if you think it's compromising my values by not responding, this show is not the response show to Brian and Company. It's Reese on the Radio. Simple that. I responded to him and I said, did Shackman say something that I'm not aware of, and now you're suggesting that I compromise my values by not hearing him? Tell me what I should do to appease you in this matter. So please explain to me how I should. Apparently, you can't please everybody. As Joey says, you're not pizza. Lori says, that's why we have parents. They are wiser than kids and have to set boundaries for them. And in my opinion, most kids do not know how far. Bob says, if my son were gay, talking about the beginning of the show, if my son were gay, I would never disown him or stop loving him. Why? Because he is my son and I love him. I hope Christians have read, let he who is free from sin cast the first stone. How about judge not lest ye be judged? I'll be happy to respond to that. I'm not judging my son by saying that I denounced him. I'm saying that it is not a core principle. It's not one of my core principles. You are injecting words that were not used here. I said, what about my values? Asked if I would disown. I answered, yes, I would. And what I was doing was challenging the notion that my values do not have value at all because he supersedes them. And this is another tactic of the left. Engage or interest us in conversations we're not having. Perhaps you should pay more attention to what I said instead of injecting your own narrative that you now want me to live by. I didn't say any of those things that you're saying. And guess what? Nobody cares if you would love your son. It's not a competition. See, that's the point. You're sitting around bragging about what you would do. I didn't brag about what I was doing, and I damn sure didn't brag about what other people were doing. I was asked my own opinion. And what you're failing to realize is that, again, you're doing the thing that the podcast did. You're trying to condemn people who don't do as you do and then consider yourself a better person, right? That's called virtue signaling. See, I don't care if you love your homosexual son. God bless you. Do whatever it is you got to do. But don't tell me that I have to compromise my principles to meet yours. See how that works? Because I haven't asked you to do it for me. Next time, pay attention. I know it's radio. It's often why I repeat myself, because I know some dum-dums do not hear exactly the first time around. Also, he says, Oprah can do whatever she wants with her money. No one said that she shouldn't. She can do whatever she wants with her money. But here's the deal. Don't have television specials bragging about, patting yourself on the back about your money that you're spending. She had 2 of them. That's right. She had 2 television specials bragging about what she did with her money. So she is opening herself to criticism. You see how that works? Oprah could have done those things in Africa and never released a press release. But no, she did prime time specials to show the world, look what I've done. See how that works? Yeah. He also says, how many of those children have you helped? How many children in Chicago? I don't live there. But why don't you ask me how many children I've helped in Virginia? Or how many children I've helped in Boston? Or how many children I've helped in New York? You'd be surprised. I just gave a speech at the Master's School just a couple of months ago. Where were you? I help plenty of children. My charity knows no bounds. So please, spare me with that nonsense about what have you done. Plenty. Far more than you have. Trust me, far more than you have. I should be on the Mount Rushmore of giving. You have no idea how much I donate, how much time I give, or my charitable, because guess what? I don't pat myself on the back and tell the world. And I don't have any primetime specials either. Melody says Oprah is worthless. Let's get to the news. Filling in for John Silver today, Heidi Boyd is in the house. She's got the WTIC newsroom under wraps. We'll be back.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
76 degrees in Hartford. I'm laughing, picturing Reese's face on Mount Rushmore right now. Good afternoon, everybody. At 3 o'clock, I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News. State House Republicans are calling the governor's plan to mail out energy rebate checks an election year ploy. They're proposing something they call more permanent. Here's State Rep Joe Paletta.
What we want to do is double the state property tax credit from $300 to $650. Okay, so that's right away savings. It would be a write-off on their state income tax. We stood here at this podium less than a year ago and talked about something similar to this, and unfortunately, the Democrats did not take up our issue.
The Republican move would cost the state about $275 million a year. The governor's office says any changes in revenue must be sustainable. A water main break has shut down multiple roads in Brantford, according to police there. They got reports of the break this morning near Shoreline Cafe and Catering on Main Street. Police are directing traffic, but they're asking drivers to avoid the area if possible. The White House is responding to complaints about higher gas prices amid the U.S.-led war against Iran. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the latest.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says, quote, when Operation Epic Fury is complete, gas prices will plummet back to the multi-year lows American drivers enjoyed before these short-term disruptions. She added, President Trump remains committed to fully unleashing American energy dominance, lowering costs, and putting more money back in the pockets of hard-working American families, unquote. The president has referred to the war as an excursion and said prices will drop like a rock when it's over. The last time prices were this high was nearly 4 years ago after Russia invaded Ukraine. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Some concerning news from Iraq, where officials say an American journalist has been kidnapped in Baghdad. CBS News correspondent Carrie McCormick.
The Iraqi Interior Ministry says security forces pursued the kidnappers and arrested one suspect in a vehicle that had overturned in the pursuit, but the journalist was not in that vehicle, and the other car got away. Search efforts are ongoing. The U.S. Embassy hasn't commented, but has warned about kidnapping risks to U.S. citizens.
The maker of the GLP-1 weight loss drug Wegovy is promising a lower, predictable monthly price for patients who use self-pay in a new subscription program. Wegovy is the version of Ozempic approved for weight loss, and the savings, they say, will add up to $600 a year for the pill and up to $1,200 a year for the injection. That is according to Novo Nordisk's announcement today. It's available through Ro, Weight Watchers, and LifeMD starting today. Other telehealth providers, including Hims & Hers and Sesame, will follow soon. A new report contains more details about the arrest of golf legend Tiger Woods in a DUI Friday. CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace has the details.
The report released by the Martin County Sheriff's Office says Woods was sweaty. His eyes were bloodshot and glassy. His pupils were dilated, and his movements were slow and lethargic after he hit a truck and flipped his SUV on its side in Jupiter. Deputies found 2 painkiller pills, the opioid hydrocodone, in his pocket. The golf legend claimed he had been looking at his phone and his radio before hitting the truck.
Fans of UConn's Braylon Mullins, and there's likely a whole lot more of them since Sunday, will have the chance to bid on a unique souvenir, the freshman's locker at Gamble Pavilion. Yes, his actual locker is up for auction now through Sunday at the Gamble Collection. UConn says this one-of-a-kind piece of college basketball history represents the grit, dedication, and unforgettable first chapter of a rising career inside one of the sport's most iconic Connecticut arenas.
WTIC weather.
Through this afternoon, it's a mix of sun and clouds, very mild. Temperatures rising to 75 to 80 in the Hartford area. And we'll have a south to southwest wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour with some higher gusts. There is the chance for a passing shower or thunder shower. And tonight's partly to mostly cloudy. Still the chance for a shower or thunder shower. Lows holding in the 50s. More clouds than sun on Wednesday. And a couple of showers around during the day, maybe a thunderstorm. Highs in the low to mid 70s. The chance for a shower continues into Wednesday night as temperatures drop through the 40s. Thursday's cloudy and chilly with highs stuck in the 40s. Chance for a spot shower. Partly sunny Friday with highs in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
And taking a quick look at the markets, stocks are jolting higher today, recovering a chunk of recent losses because of the war with Iran. The Dow has rallied over 1,000 points. S&P 500 up 170, and the NASDAQ is up 755. For these stories and more, head to WTIC.com. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. To deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text RULE to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text RULE to 215215. That's RULE to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, real quick before I get into the news, let's take Lee, who's calling in from Newington. How you doing, Lee?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. What do you got for me today, ma'am?
Well, I was calling because what you were talking about before when that man told you that you wouldn't be getting on the radio.
When you say, okay, my Uncle Nicky, who said that I couldn't get on the radio because the white man wouldn't let me.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to tell you that I knew what I wanted to do since I was in kindergarten.
Really?
Yes, and then when I got into high school and when I was a sophomore, the guidance counselor, I had to go to the guidance counselor to talk about my courses and stuff, and he asked me what I wanted to do, and so I told him I wanted to teach phys ed. And I knew that since I was in kindergarten. He's like, no, you'll never get a job in your field. That field is saturated. Business. And so he changed my whole curriculum.
Wow.
And I went from an honor student to barely graduating. And I didn't go to school because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. And then not only that, but, it wasn't but a few years later, after I graduated, that every health spa in the country, it was a boom. It was Jane Fonda.
Yeah, sure.
Health clubs all over the place. I could have gotten a job in any of those places, and I could have gotten a job. I mean, who was he to tell me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do?
Put the kibosh on your dreams since you were a kid.
Totally. I mean, it was life-changing.
That is... May I ask if you can remember in kindergarten what was the inspiration? Like, what was the thing that said, like, this moment? Was it a phys ed teacher? Was it a phys ed class in junior high? In kindergarten?
Both. My teacher I had a mad crush on, but I'm also was very athletic.
Okay.
Very, very athletic and had leadership qualities as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I would have had a job. I would have I would have never worked a day in my life because I would have been doing what I loved.
Is it something, Lee, that you've been regretting? And when I brought this up, it sort of brought that stuff up?
Well, I regret that I listened to him.
Oh.
You know, but I didn't have the confidence back then. I didn't know, that he wasn't right.
That's, you know what? You just captured exactly what I'm talking about with my Uncle Nicky. If I wasn't a kind of kid that says, you think they're going to stop me? Like, if I didn't have that tenacity on my own, I could have gone that other direction and says, okay, well, if they're not going to let me, why bother? Right? And so, and you turn around and that exactly thing. And this was somebody who's, I guess you trusted because it's at your school and they have the authoritative role of guidance counselor, which in essence they must know. So you listen to them. And because you spent your entire life just kind of beating one drum, this is what I want to do. Now you're kind of being forced to figure something else out. How do you do that now?
Well, I didn't. I spent the next 20 years of my life wasting my time.
Oh, don't say that. You didn't waste. Is it too late for you to be in that field in any way?
Oh, yeah, I'm old. I can't. Yeah, I had hip surgery last year. There's no way. I was a gymnast and a tennis player and a softball player, and I excelled at all of them. But
you don't think that you can still teach though?
I could volunteer. I don't think I could
do
make
it. Listen to me. Even if you can't do that, do it because fill your heart. Because I'm telling you, and I'm going to go. I cannot believe I'm going back to AA here, but it's very important. This is a very important point. If there is that essence of a hole somewhere in your heart that's missing, then something is telling you that you need it filled with at least something that you can go back to where you feel fulfilled. And this is not
coaching.
Coaching.
Maybe coaching.
Yeah, you listen to me. Don't let that spirit die. If it's there and you still feel it, ask someone. Just say, if there's anything that you can do, tell them about your story. Tell them that whatever you can do, even if it's just being around that atmosphere where you can help or you can assist. Do it, especially if you have the time to do it. Don't let that fade. That if it's still inside you, Lee, don't put a fire under it. I'm telling you, you have no idea. I am going to be the guidance counselor for your senior years and tell you, run towards it. If that is calling you, run towards that calling. I'm telling you, it's never too late.
Oh, you know what? Thank you so much. That's very inspiring. And there is something lacking in my life, and I go to AA and I go to therapy, and yes.
So
yes.
Go fill that hole. Whatever that is, go grab it. Whatever it is, grab it, find it, do it. Let somebody know. Share that with people and say that it's something that has been a desire that you wanted to fulfill, even in a minimal way, that you can feel inspired to do something. And guess what? It may turn into something far more. You can encourage the life of someone in there who needs that push that push that they need could be you and your inspiration. You can lead that person to greatness. And what a life it would be if you could inspire that person to the greatness that they are trying to fulfill.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad I called.
I'm glad you did, too. I'm glad I took the call. Thank you, Lee. I can't wait to hear back from you. Please, give me an update when you can.
I will. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
God bless you. That's, I hope that inspired her. I hope that I can't wait. I hope the story comes out of that. That's going to be awesome. Anyway, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's what it is. It's a hole in your heart. That's what it is. You're the worst person. I told you, you have no soul. Anyway, okay. If you haven't heard of this story, you can find it at the Connecticut Inside Investigator. Got to make sure you get that right. At the Connecticut Inside Investigator, an article by our good friend Mark Fitch wrote about a $2 million lawsuit against a Connecticut company called Soulshine Yoga in Wethersfield. Now, we reached out to the owner. Her name is Brianna Bruno. We haven't been able to contact her, but I'm assuming that the reason why she hasn't been available is because she is completely shocked at this lawsuit. According to the story, a guy in his 50s kept showing up at the women's-only yoga classes about pelvic floors, prenatal stuff, and divine feminine breath work. The studio owner politely asked him to stop after months of making women and instructors uncomfortable. Now the Connecticut Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities, CHRO, says that that's illegal sex discrimination against him, and they're backing his $2 million lawsuit against the company. This isn't about trans rights. He doesn't identify as trans. It's about a man demanding access to a female-specific class, the state siding with him, and a single-mom business owner facing bankruptcy if indeed the lawsuit goes through and he is successful. Again, this is at the Soulshine Yoga in Wethersfield, Connecticut. It's a 750-square-foot, women-owned, and all-female staff studio. I went to the website for this studio, and I believe they may have done something that is going to hurt their chances in this lawsuit. I'm going to post it right here so you can see it. I looked it up, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it there. On the page, it says the words, "Who we are." And underneath the words, "Who we are," is an LGBTQIA+ transgender flag. Your friendly neighborhood studio, it reads. Let me actually open it up so I can read the whole thing, because it is absolutely, let's just say, it's not a good look. Not for the studio, and not because they are, I guess, sexist or homophobic or anything like that. It's just because they write, "We offer yoga, meditation, breath work, sound healings, workshops, customized one-on-one private offerings, Reiki sessions and trainings, yoga therapy, tarot card readings, a small gift shop, in a safe and welcoming space." Also on the website, if you go to their their menu, they talk about their studio policy. It says, quote, "Come as you are. All bodies are yoga bodies. Creating an inclusive space is top priority. All class descriptions are listed. We have something for everyone." That is not women only. And the LGBTQIA+ flag, which reads, "Everyone is welcome here," is going to make them kind of liable by refusing to allow this man in the space, regardless of his sexual orientation. They consider themselves inclusive. And you can't do that and then tell somebody that they're not. It's just a fact. Now, I know, look, I am on her side. I've checked out her staff. There are no men on the staff. It is all women. It is clear that this is a women's space, without a doubt. I would have looked at the website, even if I had wanted to try yoga and someone had directed me to that site, I would have looked at it and said, look, I know they say everybody is welcome, but this sounds like a woman's place. I don't think that I would be comfortable there, nor do I think they would be comfortable with me there. I can tell that just by looking at the site. But when you see the LGBTQIA+ flag, you go, oh, well, Maybe they just cater to women and people of the LGBTQ community. Maybe I'm missing something. But for me, because, I'm not insane, I can tell that this is all women. All the instructors are women, all of them. And sure enough, here's a man who's saying, you're advertising this place as a place for everyone, and now you're telling me I can't come in.
Is this guy, is he a part of the LGBTQ?
He is not.
Yeah, then what? Come on, bro.
Why? Would he come up for the guy? No, I think he's out of sorts as well. I think that
if he's a part of that, then now we have a different.
That's a
but
different
if you're
thing.
a heterosexual male, you know damn well you don't belong there.
He knows it. Look, he does know it. But I'll tell you exactly what he's doing. And I really believe this. I think he is testing this idea that they put up. All are welcome here. I think he is literally challenging their own statement. And I think that's the reason for it. And what they should do is come flat out and say, look, we do not accept all people. We can't. Because it is a women's space and it's safe. Now, they may have some liberal leanings. They may be feminists even. But guess what? That means that you're going to have to state that a woman is a woman and a man is a man, and this space is exclusively for biological women. And they're going to have to go against the liberal, if not leftist, orthodoxy. Otherwise, go bankrupt. That's the choice.
Nah.
What? What would you do? What would you do?
It seems like it's a little bit deeper, more to the story than they're putting out right now.
Listen, here's what he says. He demanded $2 million. He wouldn't settle for less. Then harassed Bruno, called police to have her arrested, contacted town offices in the Chamber of Commerce, made breathing phone calls threatening to make her sorry. She had police she had police trespass him from the studio. As a single mom with a 3-year-old, she skipped the restraining order to avoid giving her home address. So she is afraid of this guy. But again, I'm not suggesting that this guy deserves $2 million. I am not suggesting that this guy has a point. What I'm saying is that this woman put a flag on her website that says all are welcome, and then she says everybody is a yoga body. She does not believe that. Why post it? She is literally opening the door to this lawsuit.
Yeah, and if you're looking at it from a legal standpoint, yeah. But come on now.
No,
this guy. Come
of
on
course.
now. This guy is a loony bin.
Yeah. Look. Excuse me. Total agreement with you. I agree with what this guy is doing is completely, whatever he's doing it's sleazy at best. However, they kind of carved that lane out for him. Right? I think we have to have a little bit of personal responsibility here. Knock it off with the whole we're inclusive for the sake of being inclusive. And this goes right back to my earlier point about the whole if my son were gay thing. All of these people they all say it for publicity purposes, right? They all get to wear the badge. See, look, I've got a flag on. Look, I'm an ally. And then when the rubber meets the road, then all of a sudden, not so much. Then all of a sudden, their core principles come into play. Then all of a sudden, they start changing and switching around and go 180 on you. They go, yeah, but that's, that was for business purposes. So I've got to ask the question, are you real or are you Memorex? Which in this case appears that she's Memorex.
I think most businesses like that they can't not say, they can't not say that they're not accepting of the LGBT plus community.
They can't say it.
Yeah, you can't say I'm not accepting that.
Well, fine. How about this?
It's a business. It's revenue.
Exactly. It's revenue, and again, if you're a smart business owner,
yeah.
you want all the money, not some of it.
But you're not going to accept that's just a foregone conclusion. You're not going to accept a creepy dude that's trying to come in and watch the ladies do yoga.
Yeah, what was the name of the fitness place that's for women? That's exclusively for women. I can't remember it now. It's one of the ladies, please let me know, because I want to say it's not Jenny Craig. That's
for everybody.
That's a weight loss program. There was a female fitness location that used to be in New York, but it is specifically for women, and guys could not join at all. But those spaces used to be everywhere. They used to be everywhere, and you could just say women's only.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's what this place should have said. It is a women's only yoga place.
So women's only LGBT plus place. That's what you're saying?
No, she should say.
So cancel all that and just say women's only.
Exactly. First of all, by the way, on that photograph that I put up on the thing where she says who we are in the LGBTQIA plus flag, okay, when you click on the flag, it goes nowhere. All of a sudden, the link is empty. Whatever it was going to or was supposed to go to, that is now gone. And I'm saying, why is it gone? Why wouldn't you keep it?
Was it something that was ever there?
It must have been, because when you click onto it, it says, I'll go back to the menu. It says who we are. It says, who we are. There's a link there. Oh, they just changed it. They just changed it. Who we are is now changed. Oh, my goodness. They just changed it. There is no longer an this just happened. Somebody's listening to the show. Somebody's listening to the show. Because now it has a picture of the owner, Bianca, and there is a revolving photograph of Bianca and some woman with a sort of package over her eyes, I guess.
So now it's under maintenance.
Yeah, no, it's completely changed. Who we are is no longer what it says. Now it says Soulshine logo, a healing experience together through movement, stillness, breath, community. We still help guide you to your best and most authentic self. So it's completely changed. The piece that I have up is no longer there. I'm bugging out because I'm like, where the heck did it go? Oh, no, here it is. Yes, who we are. You click on the actual picture and it says file not found, return to homepage. So I don't know what the deal is, but again, it doesn't. It's not Jenny Craig, and it's not Jenny Craig. It's not Jillian Michaels, and I'm thinking if it was Curve, it may have been Curve or another company, but it used to be. Oh goodness gracious! Why can I not figure out the name? We got to take a break too. All right, we're going to talk more about this in a minute. Look up. See, you know what, Roland? Look up the female fitness place. I'm gonna try to find it. Let me see if I can. Fitness, female. Okay, yeah. You know what? We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views, and then we'll grab the phone calls at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Champions are defined not by moments of glory, but by what they put in to get there. On the court, UConn's AZ Fudd, Caroline Ducharme, Morgan Shelley, and Sarah Williams show what it takes. And here in Connecticut, BPS Lawyers brings that same commitment in the courtroom.
National champions on the court, local champions in the courtroom. Different arenas, same pursuit of excellence.
One full-service firm, all your legal needs, always.
BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? They're happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It is 76 degrees out there in Hartford at 3:30. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News. Changes could be coming to Milford Public Schools. The superintendent says the district is looking to reduce its elementary schools from 8 to 6 by closing Meadowside and Calf Pen Meadow elementary schools, but it won't happen for a few years. She said it's due to declining enrollment and the need for more modern facilities. After 40 years in Waterford, the Crystal Mall closes today. General Dynamics will take over the property for a new development. In the meantime, certain tenants like Buffalo Wild Wings and H&R Block will remain open. Bradley Airport is announcing new options for Yukon fans headed to the Final Four. Southwest Airlines is adding 2 nonstop flights to Indianapolis, where the men play Saturday, and Breeze Airways has nonstop service to Phoenix, where the women play Friday. And speaking of the Huskies, Coach Dan Hurley and some players are set to speak later in stores about preps for the Final Four. That's happening around 5. Our Dave Mager will be there with the latest.
WTIC weather.
Through this afternoon, it's a mix of sun and clouds, very mild. Temperatures rising to 75 to 80 in the Hartford area. And we'll have a south to southwest wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour with some higher gusts. There is the chance for a passing shower or thunder shower. And tonight's partly to mostly cloudy. Still the chance for a shower or thunder shower. Lows holding in the 50s. More clouds than sun on Wednesday. And a couple of showers around during the day, maybe a thunderstorm. Highs in the low to mid 70s. The chance for a shower continues into Wednesday night as temperatures drop through the 40s. Thursday's cloudy and chilly with highs stuck in the 40s. Chance for a spot shower. Partly sunny Friday with highs in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
And taking a quick look at the markets, they are all in the green. Stocks are rallying. The Dow up over 1,000 points as optimism grows for an end to the Iran war. For these stories and more, head to WTIC.com. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and for your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impact it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Sony is in talks to sell a majority stake in its TV and home entertainment business to Chinese rival TCL Electronics for $1 billion. And as part of the deal, Sony and TCL are setting up a joint venture. Beginning in 2027, the new joint venture will make TVs using the Sony and Bravia names, while using TCL's display technology in the TVs. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Put those shovels away because spring is finally upon us. Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Everyone knows that spring is the time for rebirth, renewal, and new beginnings. So what better way to welcome in spring than to give your old bathroom and kitchen a fresh start, a new beginning? Visit Modern Plumbing Showroom today on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin. See the latest trends, colors, and styles and spring into a rebirth for your kitchen and bath.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Have you ever felt like you were living just a B or B+ life? It's so dangerous to live that, more dangerous than a B- or a C+ life, because when you're living a B or B+ life, you don't change it. You think it's good enough. Is it? I'm Susie Welch. I host a podcast called Becoming You. People think, okay, an A+ life is not available to me, but there is a way. We are all in the process of becoming ourselves. Listen to Becoming You wherever you get your podcasts.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. And Lori, you did get it right. Lucille Roberts. For the love of goodness, I couldn't remember that name. Lucille Roberts, that's the name of the ladies' fitness place. And it was all over. I'll never forget. I used to see them all over New York, and it was just ladies. It was ladies only. And they would advertise it on TV in New York when I was growing up. And, you know, nobody thought anything of it. But this spa called, what's the name of it now? I forgot the name of it. Soulshine Yoga in Wethersfield. You know, they're facing this $2 million lawsuit from a guy named Mark Chalinsky of New Britain. And he is a man in his 50s. And he started attending in January of 2024. He signed up for women and those identifying as women workshops. No claim that he is trans. He just insisted on being there, according to the report. And so now it's a problem because people are saying he's being creepy, or I guess, you know. And well, no, and that may very well be true. But again, like I said, that's where it's going to be sort of drawing the line, right? You're going to have to say, and I think as a business, you should be allowed to say, sorry, we are only for women. And that should be okay. You shouldn't have to adhere to these certain rules for certain people just so you can be respected or considered legitimate. And that's what it will get you in a jam every time, because all you have to do is the minute that you say you're inclusive, All you have to do is reject one person. You're no longer inclusive. There's no wiggle room around that. And that's why, again, this organization said, look, we back it. We backed a $2 million lawsuit. That's the reason why that happened. By the way, I need to speak to, obviously, why am I'm still explaining free speech to people? Same person, okay? Pretty simple. You have been aware that Shackman's saying the only reason why we went to war was to protect Israel. Nothing from you on this. I don't have an opinion on what Brian Shackman says. Brian Shackman has the free speech to say on his show whatever he wants. I am not here to police his words. That's not my job, and you are not going to give me that job. You don't pay me to do that. You want to lay down a paycheck? Please write it, okay? And I'll be happy to do whatever you tell me to do. No, I'm kidding. No, I cannot be bought. Anyway, may I remind you that Shackman has been protected by management? No, he has a show to do, and his show is about giving his opinion. Remember how Pastor Will had the courage to speak out? Yeah, Pastor Will can speak out. It's Pastor Will's voice. Perhaps you don't understand how free speech and individualism works. You can all have differences of opinion. What's your issue with this? I'm not really sure. Maybe it's censorship. Maybe you should just say that. Just say that you should be allowed to say certain things that appeal to you. And if you don't, then other people should speak. You're not going to tell me what it is that I can and cannot say as it regards to Brian Shackman. I choose to say nothing because Brian Shackman's words mean something to Brian Shackman. Unfortunately, they don't mean anything to me. If we disagree, we will just be fine. And you should too. You want to make an issue out of it? I don't know. Call your congressman or your sponsor, one or the other. 860-522-WTIC. Rudy is back. What's going on, sir?
Hey, before I get into the Jaden Ivey, did you see that Cisco bought Restaurant Depot? And I don't know if you're familiar with Restaurant Depot.
You say Cisco. You talking about Cisco Systems?
No, the food supplier.
Okay. I did not know that.
Restaurant Depot is a privately family-owned company that mom and pop places go to because their line of credit or their budget can't afford Cisco.
Is this the place? Is this the place that Gina Laurie is sort of in the back and forth with? They got her locked up.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I mean, there's one over by the Meadows in
I think this is the place.
It's across the country, though.
Okay.
So what basically is happening is now mom and pop restaurants are going to see a huge price increase to go through Cisco, which is they're strangling mom and pops again.
Yeah.
So Connecticut ruined the NBA for me. Do you remember what happened in 2010 in the Boys and Girls Club in Greenwich, Connecticut, of all places?
Not familiar.
I am taking my talents to South Beach.
Okay, yes, LeBron James.
No, LeFraud. That clown, could do whatever he wants politically, religiously, just like Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr.
Absolutely.
They don't get punished.
Right.
At Jaden Ivey, I'm glad he stood up, and I don't know if you know who Patrick Williams is. Now,
is that
I have family?
I remember who he is.
I have family and friends back in Chicago that are Bulls fans. Like I said, 2010 was when the NBA died for me, but I still see their posts and get messages from them.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Williams was the 4th pick in the 2020 draft, and he's on the Bulls.
Okay.
And he's about a 10.7 rebound a guy. And Jaden Ivey, despite what Billy Donovan is saying, didn't meet our expectations, is almost a 15-point-a-game guard. He's a solid player. And they're just sick of this crap like the NHL players where you have to put a rainbow patch on your sleeve.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And they have every right to do this. They shouldn't be forced to promote a
lifestyle that is not consistent with their beliefs or their principles.
Right. It's a deviant lifestyle. I mean, I have my own opinion. I mean, I was baptized in Middletown in 2016, August 22nd. Andy Elias was my pastor.
Mm-hmm.
He's retiring this year. He's Pastor Will's friend. I realize the Bible tells me to not judge someone for being gay. And they have every chance in their life before they die to accept Jesus and ask for forgiveness.
Right.
I believe that to 100%. But I am not going to be – you force a rainbow on me,
Again, that's the point that I think that Jaden is making, as well as others.
Right. We had a gay bar manager at my job try to get us to buy rainbow shirts with our company logo on it for Gay Pride Day. I'm like, I'm not paying for that. I'm not going to pick on you. I'm not paying for it. I'm not going to someone beat your ass. Oops, sorry.
No, but that's fine. That's an acceptable
I'm not wearing a rainbow flag because it goes against everything I stand for.
Right.
And
did they give you hell for it?
Huh?
Did they give you hell for it because you refused?
Well, 90% of our restaurants, Christian conservative people. So
you were in
I had
polite
Arby's
company
standing behind me. So it wasn't that bad. But I guarantee you, if I was in Connecticut, if I was bartending in Middletown, Connecticut, I would have probably.
But you know what? Before I let you go, then this issue that we're talking about with this what's it called again? I'm sorry, Soulshine yoga. Do you probably agree with me that perhaps maybe not promote the LGBTQIA stuff if indeed it makes you uncomfortable for men who identify as men to be in your space and it's an exclusively women's space? Perhaps you don't promote that and just live and just go on about your business.
I have no problem letting women have their own gym.
Yes!
Gay women having their own gym. I don't have a problem with Brian Shackman having his own show. I don't have a problem. Brian's actually a very nice man.
He's great.
Very intelligent. He says he's moderate, which...
I know. People don't believe him. I don't want to get into that. I got to get to some other calls, Rudy. God bless you.
LeBron James is never going to be in the top 10 or the GOAT. I agree with you on
All
that.
right. God bless you. I got to go. Let me go to the next one. Ken's in the car. How you doing, Ken?
I'm good, Reese. How you doing?
I'm all right, sir. What do you got for me?
Hey, a couple of years ago, there were some gyms that had women-only spaces.
Okay.
And the Connecticut Supreme Court ruled that women-only spaces in gyms violate.
Really?
Yeah, violate discrimination laws.
Real in Connecticut?
Now, mind you, though, it's women-only spaces in a gym.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to affect
a private business inside a private dwelling.
Right, but if the guy who is allegedly straight and just trying to get in to prove a point.
By the way, they let him in. Don't forget, they let him in. He has been a member since January of 24, according to this story.
Uh-huh.
And so now they're saying that his behavior has become peculiar and made people uncomfortable. Now they're telling him he can't come in. So this is where it draws the line. They were inclusive of him and then turned around and told him that he had to go.
If they have documentation or proof that his behavior is not acceptable, then as far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't have a case because...
Agreed.
You know.
Right. If he was inappropriate in any way that can be documented and proven in court, that's going to be her saving grace. But if he was just breathing heavy, unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to pass the smell test. I just don't. I really don't believe so. But again...
I mean, really, the only way that I could see her proving anything is if she puts cameras up inside.
Women might not be comfortable with that, but you're right.
They may not. But if you're supposed to be all-inclusive...
That's right. You're just going to have to protect yourself.
Yeah, you want to protect it, and, you know, not that I would ever do it, but, you know, I show up at a place like that saying I'm a woman and I'm wearing yoga pants and whatever, and I go in there and I'm leering at you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to kick me out?
Yeah, exactly right.
You know.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh, and by the way, LeBron is not the GOAT.
I couldn't agree more. They're gonna make Roland so mad. Thank you, man. Let me go to my good friend Matty O in the house. What's up, buddy?
Hello, Mr. Hopkins. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. What's up?
Hey, can I come out of left field with something that's been bothering me for the whole week?
The whole week? It's only Tuesday.
Okay, well, since the weekend. So I don't know if you heard this, but the Pope came out with a statement saying that God does not condone war and does not answer the prayers of anyone who propagates war.
Yes.
And I wonder if the Pope has ever read the Bible, especially the Old Testament. Does he know what the Ark of the Covenant or the Walls of Jericho is?
No, he doesn't.
I mean,
it's such a political play by the Pope. Even when I read it, I went, who is this Pope talking about? Are you kidding me? Like, what is he? It's one of those random places where I just go, wow, I thought we couldn't go worse with than Pope Francis. Here we are. It's like, it just, can we get somebody to the right of like of John Paul? Like, can we just get a little bit of that guy back? Like, for goodness sake, I revel of the days where we can have the Reagan, Thatcher, John Paul, Pope John Paul days. Like, I revel about having those days back. But we keep going left and left and left with this Pope thing. I mean, the guy prayed over a chunk of ice, for crying out loud. I can't take this guy seriously.
I wanted to call today because I know you're having your pastor on later this week, and
Yes.
I didn't think you'd be taking calls. So, yeah, I would love to hear his take on that because it just seems so absurd to me that the Pope would say something like that.
You know what?
The Bible is riddled with war.
Thank you so much, because we are going to talk about Good Friday, but you know what? He'll be here long enough. I will throw that at him. I totally will talk to him about that.
Thank you, my friend.
You got it, man. You got it. Matteo, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. Rob, don't go anywhere in Waterbury. Bob in Waterbury. Don't go anywhere. I'll get back to you as soon as we come back. It's Reese on the radio.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, You can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back, and we are live right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. TJ is in the house. He's sitting right across from me. He is enthusiastic. You look older than when I was your age. I didn't have a mustache. I didn't had any peach fuzz either. Them kids they feeding these kids Ukanuba. That's what they're doing. They're feeding these kids all types of steroids and whatnot. He's bigger than I was. I was a skinny kid back in the day, TJ. We'll talk to him. I'm so sad that your mom didn't get to come. I was looking forward to her being, but she had other appointments. She works a kind of a fancy, very intense job. Cardiology? Oh, okay. So she's coming before or during the interview. Oh, okay. Good. So then she'll be here. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, your stepdad's here, and we're going to hang out with him as well. You know, he looks my speed. He's like, he's got the hat, and it looks like he and I could be like rolling buddies. We'll talk to TJ in a minute, so stand by for that. I'm really excited to talk to you. Let's take Rob real quick in Waterbury. He is on hold. What's going on, big guy?
Hi, how
Bob.
you doing,
I said
Reese?
Rob. Bob. Hi, Bob.
That's okay. It still works. Hey, wasn't there something a few years back where some bakeries were getting sued because they didn't want to make gay cakes or something like that for weddings?
You bring me right back to that story. So, and again,
Remember? That was nationwide.
Nationwide, it went to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I thought so.
It went to the Supreme Court, which in essence, they ended up pushing it back down. But you know what? Do you remember the story I told when my moving company, I had an EPA lawyer who was sitting next to me, and we're moving her stuff down to Fredericksburg, and this woman's a lawyer for the government, and I asked her about that same case, about a Christian man not making a pizza for a lesbian wedding versus a Muslim not making a cake for a gay wedding. And I said, which person had the religious freedom in that case? And I knew in my heart that she was going to say, well, they both have the religious freedom on their side to, because of their principles, because of their religious doctrine, that they didn't have to make the cake. She stopped and said to me, Bob, she says, well, the Muslim baker has more rights. And I went, in what law are you talking about? What is equal under the law? She goes, well, there's protective measures for certain people of certain. So I said, so equal under the law doesn't abide in your view? And she was like, well, I was like, do you get my point? It was Animal Farm. I was literally living Animal Farm. Some people are more equal than others.
Yep. Two other quick things. I wasn't too good in history in high school, but in the medieval times, like before Amazon was around and everything, weren't the Roman Catholic Church like going and taking over countries to spread Christianity and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. Not exactly.
War,
there
right?
were. Yes, exactly. It's so funny because I was just thinking, what is a famous song in Roman Catholic? I was in a choir when I was a kid. I was a choir boy at St. Gabriel's. And one of the songs we used to sing was Onward, Christian Soldier. I'll never forget that. So to hear this Pope say that God condemns those who would go to war, I go, I don't think we're talking about the same God.
and one more quick thing. The freshman that hit the winning shot for the Yukon Huskies the other day, you were talking about peach fuzz. I don't think he ever saw a razor in his life.
That poor kid. He better be a success because, this will be his moment of glory if he doesn't, become a success in the finals. So
they're going to be he's going to be seeing that replay until he's like 80.
That's right. I would show there. This is when your grandpa mattered. Have a good one, right. Bob. Thank you, man.
Bye, Reese.
You got it. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Our good friend Mark Christopher. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Well, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're traveling 84 eastbound into Hartford, look for delays 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley Bridge. Westbound 84 tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you are traveling northbound 91, that's a good ride. Cromwell up into Windsor. 2 westbound's a little slow as you merge with 84 west and east Hartford. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound Waterbury a little slow at the Mixmaster. Lancaster southbound Parkway slowing 51 down to 50 in Hamden. 95 southbound delays New Haven. 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Unseasonably warm weather will continue across the area as we close the month of March and move forward into the start of April. For the rest of this afternoon, times of clouds and sunshine, breezy with a little more than a passing shower or two, high 77. A warm breeze continuing into the start of this evening. Otherwise, considerable cloudiness tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Gusty winds can accompany any downpour. Low 60. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, breezy and warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm in the area. High 75. The record is 78, set in 1967. Some lingering showers early tomorrow night, otherwise cloudy and becoming cooler tomorrow night, low 41. Cloudy, damp, and chilly on Thursday with spotty drizzle at a high of just 47. Clouds and drizzle can linger into Friday morning. Clouds might give way to partial sun. Friday afternoon, it'll become breezy and warmer again. Friday's high reaching near 70 degrees, and it'll be even warmer on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
And it is 76 degrees right now in Hartford at 4 o'clock. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News. Budget talks continue at the state capitol. House Republicans want to increase the state property tax credit from $300 to $650. State Rep Joe Paletta says the governor's plan to send out $200 per person energy rebate checks isn't enough.
And Democrats want to mail checks, right? We heard this in the State of the State address. We've heard this consistently in committee. They want to give out an election year check to people. Republicans are looking for something that is more consistent, that is long-term, that is residual, that will have an impact for years to come, not just this year during a gubernatorial election.
Yesterday, the Democratic-led Appropriations Committee approved almost $900 million in tax relief. The future of the former Dock and Dine property in Old Saybrook will be decided by the town's voters tonight. A referendum is being held on a plan that would turn the 2-acre spot into a town-run waterfront park and have Dock and Dine's current owner lease a converted Duffy Pavilion as a new restaurant location. Scottie Scheffler will be back in Cromwell this summer. The world's #1 golfer has committed to play in this year's Travelers Championship. The two-time Masters winner won the Travelers in 2024 in a playoff with Tom Kim. The tournament runs June 24th to the 28th. Well, some of Connecticut's leaders are trying to stay optimistic about news from the Mohegan Tribe that it reached a deal to sell the Connecticut Sun, the WNBA franchise, to the owner of the NBA's Houston Rockets. Governor Lamont argues Connecticut is still the basketball capital of the world, pointing to how the UConn men and women performed, securing their trips to the Final Four. And speaking of, Coach Dan Hurley and some players are set to speak in stores at around 5 o'clock this evening. The Supreme Court today ruled on a major case on conversion therapy. That case prompted by a lawsuit in Colorado. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford explains.
This was a Christian therapist in Colorado challenging this state law that prevents therapists from practicing so-called conversion therapy, obviously trying to, for minors, trying to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. She sued because she said, she's not trying to change anything, but it really limits what she can do in her practice, what she can say and talk to her clients about.
And up next, the Supreme Court will hear arguments on birthright citizenship tomorrow. That's the question of whether kids born in the U.S. to illegal immigrants should automatically get citizenship. Well, with gas prices still on the rise, the national average is sitting at just about $4 today. Some places, like California, are seeing prices over $6 a gallon. A CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady says even if the Strait of Hormuz reopens or the war in Iran stops, the prices for oil and gas won't drop immediately.
Everyone thinks about gas prices, especially as we're going into the summer. If you were to see a deal in the next couple of weeks, you'd probably see prices start to come down slowly. And then by the end of the summer, fall, that's where things might be back to what people were seeing a month ago. But again, everything has to go right.
In Washington, a federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to stop construction of a $400 million ballroom. The order requires congressional approval to continue. CBS's Ed O'Keefe explains.
The judge's ruling takes effect in 2 weeks, and he ruled that a legal challenge brought by a preservation group suing to block the president's construction project is likely to succeed on the merits because no statute the government used to justify the construction comes close to giving the president the authority he claims to have.
Well, the weather is warming up, and so is tick season. But a vaccine for Lyme disease for humans could be on the way. CBS News' Carolyn Gusoff reports from Long Island.
Would you take it?
Definitely. This would relieve any anxiety about walking.
I get a flu shot every year. That's about it. I would have to give that some thought.
The study did fall short statistically in one placebo group, but Dr. Martin Backer of NYU Langone, Long Island, says until it is peer-reviewed, he considers it very encouraging news.
Lyme disease is increasing in frequency, and it's expanding in geographic range as well.
Pfizer says its vaccine candidate performed with a 70% effectiveness rate in clinical trials. Well, tomorrow is the big launch day for Artemis 2, a crew of 4 to embark on a 10-day voyage around the moon. NASA says 80% chance of favorable weather to launch tomorrow night. It launches bringing people from all over the world to Kennedy Space Center. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News.
Selling your house the traditional way takes time. Agents, showings, repairs, fees. It's a hassle. But what if you could skip it all and sell your home for cash, fast? At Liz Buys Houses, we buy homes in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, no cleaning, no repairs. We understand that facing difficult situations like lifestyle changes requires support. So whether it's inherited, outdated, or you're behind on payments, we'll make you a fair cash offer within 24 hours. With Liz Buys Houses, you close on your schedule in as little as 7 days. Selling your house can feel overwhelming, but we're here to simplify the process and give you peace of mind at every stage. Thousands have sold the easy way. Now it's your turn. Liz Buys Houses. Real cash. Real fast. For your free, no-obligation cash offer, text FREE to 303030. Again, text FREE to 303030. Text FREE to 303030.
Reese is on the radio. Hey. Here we go now. He's on the radio. Hey. Hey. One time, hey. He's on the radio. Hey. Hey. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. Hey. Yo. We never finish 'cause the party don't stop. Hey. The way we consider politics, we on top. Hey. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. Hey. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Hey. Reese is on the radio. Hey. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. Hey. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Hey. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio. Go.
That's right. Coming up on Reese on the radio in the next 2 hours, we are hanging out with TJ Duarte. And if I may say so, we are going to partay with Duarte. You didn't think I would come up with one, right? You had no idea I was going to come up with one. I've been thinking about it all morning. Partay with Duarte. I'm telling you,
love that.
You should. Yeah, of course you should. You should love it. You should. That's yours. That is for free. Partay with Duarte. And that's going to be your campaign. Partay with Duarte. Every time you throw an event, that's what I want you to call it. Partay with Duarte.
I love that, yes.
You can do that. In fact, your show airs when?
My show ends every Friday at 1 p.m.
Okay, wait a minute. Airs at 1 p.m.?
Yes.
It airs at 1 p.m. on Fridays.
Yes, I pre-record the episodes, so
Okay.
I gather all my information during the weekend and up to Wednesday when it's my due date to get everything out there and start recording. And then from Friday, I premiere the show, and it will start at 1 p.m.
Well, you should check them out. Partay with Duarte. I'm coining it. I may even trademark it. Let's get to weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the southbound side of I-91, look for delays from exit 33 down to 32A and B. Traveling northbound 91, you're okay. Cromwell up in Windsor. Westbound 84 tied up in East Hartford, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 84 eastbound delays 44 down to the Bulkley. 291 through 84 okay. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 9 northbound's tight Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84 is a little slow approaching the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Eastbound 84 is tight approaching 18 in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway, you're sluggish from 50 into the West Rock. And 95 southbound delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Unseasonably warm the rest of this afternoon. Partly sunny and breezy. No more than a stray shower. High of the mid and upper 70s. Mostly cloudy tonight with a warm breeze. A couple of showers and a thunderstorm moving through. Any storm can bring a downpour and gusty winds. Tonight's low just 60. Warm weather again tomorrow, mostly cloudy and breezy, a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. High temperature 75. Much cooler tomorrow night. Some showers, at least early at night, low 41. Cloudy, damp, and chilly on Thursday. A little drizzle and a high of 47. Right now it is 77 in Manchester, 75 degrees in Wallingford, and 79 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown vinyl siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Put those shovels away because spring is finally upon us. Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Everyone knows that spring is the time for rebirth, renewal, and new beginnings. So what better way to welcome in spring than to give your old bathroom and kitchen a fresh start, a new beginning? Visit Modern Plumbing Showroom today on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin. See the latest trends, colors, and styles, and spring into a rebirth for your kitchen and bath.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are here finally for the moment that I've been really, really excited for. With us in the house is TJ Duarte hanging out. It's really, really, for me, this is great to have you here because, again, like I keep saying, you are young. You were in this broadcasting thing. I listened to this radio station called Z100 when I was a kid, and Mr. Leonard, you know nothing about them. But when I heard these guys, they were funny. They made my day. I cut class to listen to them in the morning because they were on from 6 to 10. I was obsessed with this radio show, and it was all I ever wanted to do when I was a kid. You have to tell me, and I don't care if it's a story that isn't even parallel to mine. What made you want to get into broadcasting? I know it's podcasting and everybody's doing it, but at such a young age, what made you want to do it?
Well, first, I looked around in my community in Waterbury, here in Connecticut, and I really took a bigger picture of it. The thing that really started me off is with the governor that we have, the government that we have currently in control in Hartford.
Yeah.
They're just ripping us off. And they're not really listening to the young people. They want to keep importing more of the same old stuff. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
The only time the thing that really got me upset and got my gears running is when the Waterbury main break happened.
Yeah, that was huge.
Our governor finally decided to come down to a community that has been asking for help for a while. And he's like, oh, yeah, we're going to give you money for the pipes. The money was just put pipes over pipes. It didn't really fix the problem.
Do you know how old those pipes were? Did you find?
I never knew.
I think they're well over, like, 100 years old. I think, in fact, if I remember, something like the last time the pipes were even installed were very early 1900s.
Yeah. And they haven't been upgraded because the government that we have now don't care about any things like that. They, for crying out loud, we are missing $570,000, and they don't know where it went.
Yeah.
So after the water main break, I spoke to a couple friends. I was like, hey, I'm going to make a podcast. What's some advice? And they're like, well, you like politics? And I'm like, yeah, I do. They're like, make a podcast about that. Call it the Duarte Show. And I was like, all right, bet. I'm going to do it. And
This is, by the way, how most people make their decisions.
Yes. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So it took some brainstorming for the first episode. So
were you nervous the first time you tried it?
I was scared because I was in my bed. It was late at night because I was like, oh my God, I forgot to record my first episode. So I was like, oh, I got to get something out quick. So I just recorded some mumbo jumbo I got together.
Yeah.
About I believe it was the first episode was about the recap of 2025.
Yeah.
Of everything that went down.
Okay.
And
you started very early, which is like early
this year.
This year.
Yes.
Wow, you are fresh out of the boat on this one. Okay.
Yeah. And then now from episodes, I believe 8 to now, 13 that's going to come out.
Okay.
I really speak about what our government's doing here in Connecticut.
Okay.
How can Connecticut solutions that we have that we can bring up forward from young voices. And I've been asking people across my school. I was like, hey, name one thing that could change in our state. And I was like, at least describe Connecticut in one word. Some said bummy.
Really?
Yes. And majority of them said too expensive.
Interesting.
And I was like, okay. So I took the information from that and I made my solutions, right? We had a solution of cutting the gas tax.
Right.
Now the governor wants to freeze the gas tax. That's just a way to get more votes for him. I was like, maybe, hey, if anything, let's tax the states that are ripping us off, right? Because people call Connecticut the highway just to New York. We're not a highway.
Yeah, I hear you.
We're a great state.
I was literally just talking about that this past Sunday, saying that, they call the middle of America flyover country.
Yeah.
They call Connecticut drive-through country.
Yeah. And Connecticut can be so much more. We can be a powerhouse. I know we can. Even though we're a small state, but we can definitely get something done.
Let me stop you for a second, TJ. And first of all, great job so far. You're killing it, knocking it for me. Just absolutely. I don't care what anybody says. Knocking it out of the park. Second, I got to tell you this. You love the hell out of this state, don't you?
I love Connecticut. I couldn't love no other state. I was born in the Bronx. Yeah, my ranking goes.
Okay, no, you got to stop. You were born in the Bronx?
Yes, I was born in the Bronx.
When did you come to Connecticut?
I came in Connecticut around, Charles, what was it, 2018, right?
Okay, so you're really, really recent here.
Yes.
Okay, so you were like 10 years old when you got here?
8.
Okay, 8 years old.
Yes.
And you love this state.
I love
You're not even from here.
No, I love Connecticut.
Yeah. You know where I'm from?
Where?
I'm from Hollis, Queens. We're both from New York.
Yeah. And
look at that. And we came here to Connecticut, and you fell in love with it when you were, 8 years old?
It took me a year.
Took you a year, but you fell in love with it. Yeah, you had to get adjusted.
Yeah,
it's new. It's a new kid. You miss all your friends. Stickball, stick-ups, all the, the mess of the Bronx. I totally get it. And you come here and you see Connecticut, and you're like, holy crap, there's another world out there.
Yeah.
And you kid here, and you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And again, here's the beauty of it, right? So you're not even from here. You come here, you fall in love with it. You're a kid. You want to save the place that you fell in love with. And so you're fighting a good fight. I'm telling you, I got here in 2004. That was my first foray into Connecticut. And I, like you, when I got here, took a year and fell in love and called it my second home. Still do. So hearing that passion coming from you is like, how can you? Because you're not here to just dump on the state. You're not here crapping on it. You're saying it's a great state. You want to do whatever you can to improve on it. And you're starting so early. I got to ask you this because I know your friends in school are listening. Or watching, for that matter. Talk to me about your circle of people who talk about politics. Do you find yourself overwhelmed or underwhelmed about politics? Like, are your kids saying, it's like, I don't want to get into politics because it's too adult for me?
There's some people who we can actually talk about it.
Yeah.
But there's some people in my circle that they don't really like politics. You know,
Yeah.
they think maybe, you know, we can talk about it when we're all 18.
Right.
And they're like,
Figuring there's nothing they can really do about it now.
There's some that are like, TJ, you have a passion, and I'm on board for it.
Right.
My friend Emmanuel Noble.
Okay.
I basically call him my campaign manager. He's really the one that actually helps me out with the podcast.
Okay.
He gives me feedback on everything that I needed.
All right.
And he's like, TJ, if you're going to run for mayor in 2029, right? We did a rough estimate, right?
Okay.
I plan on running for public office too. And
hold on, let me plug that for you. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead. No, because it's not just about talking about it; it's about being about it. So I get it.
And he's like, you need to get your name recognized, and I was like, okay, how do I do that? Because I was like, I have a podcast, a small little podcast. I'm 16.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to start going more statewide instead of staying in your bubble in Waterbury. Because once you go statewide, people in Waterbury are going to receive the air that you give out. And you're like, I'm like, okay, Manny, all right. He's a great friend of mine. And another friend, Aiden Wilson, she is one of my favorite people to talk about politics because we don't crash. We really talk about issues. And the same with my friends. I
want to ask you about both of these friends. What are their names again?
Emmanuel and Aiden.
Okay, Emmanuel and Aiden, when they converse with you about politics, is there a dynamic where the three of you are working out details from your own certain perspective to come up with the best idea? Like, you guys aren't coming from the same place, right? It's not like a what do you call, like an echo chamber where you all agree with it. You're all sort of hashing out ideas in that way?
I know one of them is a conservative.
Okay.
A Christian conservative. Manuel is one. Aiden is more left-leaning.
Okay. That's a great circle to have, my friend.
And I'm more like a centrist. You know,
Okay.
I feel like we can work with both sides.
Okay.
Both sides of the aisle have great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
The other side a little more extreme, but
Yeah,
especially
sure.
with the protests.
But your friend is, even though she may be a little left-leaning,
she's understanding.
Exactly. She's competent in the sense of she's giving you ideas from her perspective, but she's not screaming at you, just going, "You need more of this."
Yes.
It's sort of like you guys are having an engaged in conversation. Well, look at that.
Yeah.
If we could only teach others. But go ahead. So these two are, in essence, your sounding boards when you're thinking about ideas or how you can improve on the state.
Because Aiden, she's with me. I'm the student council president in my school, and she's the vice president. I think we work amazing together.
Okay.
Currently, she's, well, not anymore, but at 4 o'clock, she was at city council holding down the ship for me.
Right.
She is a great friend. And honestly, every time it comes down to politics, I was like, hey, what do you think about this, right? Because I want to hear both sides. Like, what do you think about this, right? And she tells me, for example, if taxes, she's like, oh, no, we got to cut taxes. Or
you sure she's liberal? No. You sure?
Yeah,
no,
there's a lot of people in my age now who are left-leaning. They want to cut taxes. They think Connecticut's too high taxed.
Right.
And they're like, I may not like the person in charge, but I do also have my left-wing values. And they're like, I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I have a teacher in I've been with her for 6th grade, 9th grade, and 8th grade.
Okay.
And
can you say the teacher's name?
Amelia Young.
Okay.
She is my favorite teacher.
Okay.
She's left-leaning as well.
Okay.
But I can actually have a conversation with her about what I feel about politics.
Okay.
And she listens to my podcast.
Does she encourage you?
Yes.
Okay.
She's the main one I went to when I was like, oh my God, Reese is gonna have me on the radio.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
She was the first person I let know in my school. I was like, Miss Young, I'm gonna be on the radio. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. You're doing amazing. And I'm like, thank you. But more back to the inner circle.
Yeah.
They really try to push me to do more. So Emmanuel, the campaign manager, he's like, you need to do an event in Waterbury, and we're still working out the statistics because I'm 16.
Parte with Duarte.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Just an idea.
And we're trying to, map that out because we want people to come and realize, okay, what's happening here in Waterbury is not what we need to happen for the rest of our lives.
Wow. Listen, TJ, I got to tell you, from right now, just listening to you and where you are, I'm completely overwhelmed. and I promise I won't get emotional, but I'm very, very proud of you. I don't know you from a hole in the ozone layer, but the moment that you reached out to me, I said, I got to have this kid on because weirdly enough, it was just Roland. Wasn't it just months ago? I was saying we need to have young people who like this medium of politics at a young age. I know they're interested because politics are everywhere. And to bring that person in, and then you reach out. I mean, it couldn't have been 2-3 months ago, right, Roland? Yeah. Yeah, right at Christmas time. And I was saying, like, we need a campaign to have young people come here and just sit in on a radio show and sort of be a part of it so they can, one, understand how this medium works, and the second, and most important, is to keep this medium alive. You have no idea the responsibility that you are about to have. If you love this, and it looks like you do, it sounds like you do. I hear the passion in you. And it's, again, I'm telling you, it's like looking at a spiritual mirror when it comes to this. That you believe in something and it's greater than you. I love hearing the way you talk about your city, the way you talk about this state, how you want to help it, how you listen to others. And not only that, you sitting here promoting your friends, the people who you rely on, you know, from your teacher to your two friends, that you rely on their input, that you don't make it about you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you, kid. I really, really do believe you've got a future in this, and in so many ways. Keep pushing. Never ever let anybody tell you that you can't get something done. Do you understand, Roland? This is that Stephon Marbury moment. It's the Stephon Marbury moment happening right here. You could be the president of the United States, TJ. You can. Nobody ever told you that? Well, I'm telling you that. You could be. I'm telling you, I love everything about what you're doing. And your parents are supportive of you. Do your parents ever say that you're in over your head? Or
My mom said, don't be conceited. They said,
really?
Yeah, she says, don't be overconfident because you need to be careful, but you also have to always remember to put God first. That's what she.
Where is your mom? Is she here yet?
Is she here? She's around the corner.
Okay, she's around the corner. Yeah. Okay, good enough. I can't wait till she gets here.
Yeah.
That's, again, this is one of those things where people do not understand that we have our young people. We need to actually, it's not so much about pushing them in the direction that we want them, but when they are interested in this in the way that you are, we have to encourage them. And I'll tell you, I don't even care what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't. You care enough to the point where, and saying that you're middle ground is helpful to the people of the state. It's like, at one point, at 16, you can probably be middle ground. As you get older, you're going to realize that you're shifting either way. You develop a family. We have an old saying. I'll put it this way. We have an old adage in politics that says, if you're not a liberal when you're a kid, you have no heart. If you're not a conservative when you're 40, you have no brain. And what they mean by that is that as you get older and you start paying taxes, as you get older, you start owning property, and those things, you start noticing that you become more fiscally conservative than you would be, free willy, give everything away sort of liberal. When you're young, you can be idealistic. We all need to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. That's all beautiful, and I don't begrudge any kid for feeling that way. But when they get older, they start to sort of become more, pragmatic. I'd say that what it is. And even if they do keep a lot of their sort of, liberal leanings, of course, about caring for the poor, caring for those who are in need, totally, all of us can do that. But usually they end up on a conservative level, or at least quietly do. They don't really come out with that. We're going to take a break in a minute. We're going to come back with you. I want to ask you a whole bunch of questions because what got you here was your, how do I put this? Your, I don't want to call it disdain. You had a particular issue with our governor.
Oh, yes. Oh, I can't wait to speak about that.
Okay, so I know you want to talk about that. I know you want to get into that. It is an election year. We do have an election up for grabs for the governor's race. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that and what your feelings on. And if you know, give some of the background on some of your friends and talking to them if they are even interested in politics. Yeah. Well, your mom's just here. We're going to get her in, but we're going to a break right now. And we'll get her in here. We'll get her a seat, and we'll talk to her. I can't wait. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher is here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into the Hartford area right now and you're on the westbound side of I-84, look for slow traffic now as you approach the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound is tied up 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley. 91 southbound delays Hartford 33 down to 32 A and B. Look out for a possible accident now, and that's 91 southbound. Looks like it's between exit 21 and 20 on the right shoulder in Cromwell. So just look out for a little slow traffic moving into that area. If you're traveling to westbound, delays East Hartford 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound Middletown slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound sluggish. 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 is a little tight. 22 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway a little tight. 50 into the West Rock Tunnel, and 95 southbound delays. New Haven 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Unseasonably warm weather will continue across the area as we close the month of March and move forward into the start of April. For the rest of this afternoon, times of clouds and sunshine, breezy with a little more than a passing shower or two, high 77. A warm breeze continuing into the start of this evening. Otherwise, considerable cloudiness tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Gusty winds can accompany any downpour. Low 60. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, breezy and warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm in the area. High 75. The record is 78, set in 1967. Some lingering showers early tomorrow night, otherwise cloudy and becoming cooler tomorrow night, low 41. Cloudy, damp, and chilly on Thursday with spotty drizzle at a high of just 47. Clouds and drizzle can linger into Friday morning. Clouds might give way to partial sun. Friday afternoon, it'll become breezy and warmer again. Friday's high reaching near 70 degrees, and it'll be even warmer on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
76 degrees in Hartford at 4:30. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News. A sigh of relief for many parents as a nationwide strike has been averted that would have affected school bus workers in a number of Connecticut districts, including New Haven, Bristol, and New London. After 88% of union members voted in favor of a strike, a deal was reached today between the Teamsters and First Student. That strike would have started tomorrow. State Senator Tony Huang has announced his retirement after 5 terms in the General Assembly. The Fairfield County Republican has served since 2008. After decades in Waterford, the Crystal Mall is closing today. Electric Boat plans to turn the retail space into offices, labs, and training facilities. This also means more jobs coming to New London County, and they'll hold a hiring event at the mall on April 11th. Scotty Scheffler will be back in Cromwell this summer. The #1 champ committing to the Travelers Tournament, officials announced today. The Connecticut Sun is packing up for Texas, and now it looks like the Bridgeport Islanders are exiting north. The American Hockey League unanimously approved the relocation plan today for the New York Islanders franchise. They now move to Hamilton, Ontario. Watching Wall Street, stocks surged to their best day since last spring today. The Dow soaring over 1,000 points as doubt swings back to hope on Wall Street for a possible end to the war with Iran. The S&P 500 leapt 2.6% today and is heading for its largest gain since May. Economist Gus Fauché with some context.
I think we are going to see some big changes in stocks, in oil prices, until there's more clarity in the situation, until we have a better sense of where, how U.S. negotiations with Iran are going, what's going to happen to the Strait of Hormuz, and so forth.
And in just about a half hour, we're expecting to hear from UConn coach Dan Hurley and some players on their preparations for the upcoming Final Four. We'll bring you the latest from Stores. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we'd been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. We've got TJ Duarte in the building, but you know it's just after 4:30, so we've got to do the thing. The stupidest thing I read today is the severed leg of a banker who vanished in 1999 finally washed ashore in California decades later, identified through DNA and family records. The grim discovery closed a cold case chapter for relatives who had been searching for answers for over 25 years. Investigators noted the remains represented a bizarre 20% return on the long search. The leg was found by beachgoers and matched to a missing person through modern forensic testing. No new details emerged on the original disappearance, but the recovery has brought some measure of closure, considering for years investigators didn't have a leg to stand on. Yes, I totally deserve it. Thank you. Applaud me. I wrote that joke myself. DJ Duarte is here. By the way, Mom's here as well. Mom, swing that microphone over to you. I don't have you on camera, and I apologize for that. Let me make sure your mic is working. Is that you? Just say hello real quick. Nope, not that one. It is this one. That one there. Let me see now. How about now? No, what the heck? What the heck's going on? Which mic? How about now? No, you're not plugged in. What is going on with the microphone? You can hear us? Say it one more time. Hello. Yeah, okay. I think I can hear you a little bit. Maybe that's. So, Mom, you are. Can I say your name? What's your name? Yaleska. Beautiful name. It's like Alaska, right? Okay, Yaleska. We were talking to your son earlier, of course, as you know, and he's absolutely inspired by politics. Did he get that from you, or did he shock you when you realized he was so involved in politics?
Well, he actually got it from his grandma.
Oh, Grandma. She's the culprit. Where's Nana from? Nana's from Puerto Rico. Oh, baby. That's all I needed to know. She's abuela told him to. Listen, son, I tell you something. Okay? I tell you, listen. No, don't look at me that way. I'm going to tell you something. You need to get into politics so you can change the world. I bet you that. You sound like a Disney film. Grandma is the inspiration. I'm loving every bit of it. That's great. What's Grandma's name? Do we refer to her as Grandma something? Anna. Okay, Grandma Anna. Yes. Well, you know what? I did not know that. That is quite important. Now, was she very politically active as a grandmother?
She couldn't. She was very sick.
Okay. So, did she watch the news a lot, and she was very involved? Yes. Yeah.
I used to tell her, "Can we change this, please?" She's like, no.
of course, you know, he grew up knowing about that. And
Yeah.
I actually told him, if you want to go into politics, you need to know your law.
Yeah.
You need to know the law.
I love it. I love it. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mom is here. I'm loving that. This is going to be great. Mark Christopher, he's here as well. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Mom, it's going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. All right, if you're heading into Hartford right now, overall, we're in decent shape out here. This traffic report is being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. And southbound 91 coming into Hartford, you're looking at some slow traffic now from exit 33 down to 32A and B. If you are traveling south of downtown, you're going to see a slow traffic again as you move down by exit 22 and the Route 9 interchange. If you're traveling northbound 91, that looks good. Cromwell up into Winter. Westbound 84 tied up, approaching the Bulky Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Eastbound 84 slowing a half mile before 46 Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 north and southbound tight approaching the Aragoni Bridge. If you're traveling 84 eastbound, a little slow by 18 in Waterbury. Westbound 84 slows from 23 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound in Cheshire, a little tight approaching the 691 interchange. South 95 New Haven tight 46 down to exit 43 in West Haven. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Nice and warm the rest of this afternoon. Partly sunny and breezy. No more than a stray shower. To high in the upper 70s. Warm breeze as we begin this evening. Cloudy tonight. A couple of showers crossing the area. Even a heavy thunderstorm. Tonight's low just 60. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Breezy and warm. A couple of showers and a thunderstorm in the area. High 75. The temperatures might begin to drop in the afternoon. It will be cooler tomorrow night. Some showers early at night. Otherwise cloudy at a low of 41. Cloudy, chilly weather on Thursday. Spotty drizzle at a high of just 47. It's currently 77 in Bertland. It's 75 degrees in Waterbury. It's 79 at Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. Get the answers to your retirement questions at our free educational dinner workshop. Reserve your seat today to learn about different strategies to maximize your retirement income, ways to reduce your lifetime tax obligation, and much more. Call 1-800-208-SAFE. That's 800-208-7233.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are back with our special guest. TJ Duarte is hanging out with us. How do you feel so far being here on the radio?
It's amazing.
Yeah, you're loving it, huh?
It's very fun to be here.
Trust me, it's more fun for me. And I don't know if you were listening earlier when you were coming to the show. I said, in AA, what we care about the most is sort of like what we refer to as the newcomer, the guy who's sort of like at the beginning of the stages. And in radio, I kind of feel like the same way with you being here. What you are reminding me of, just you're being a fresh face and being brand new to this medium, in politics as well. it just reminds me of what it was like for me when I was your age, and it certifies in so many ways. It was like, what boy did I make a decision in my life when I wanted to do this, and to see you here and caring about it the way that you do, it's like, man, I have to do everything in my power to, like, I'm going to put every battery on your back right now and make sure that you fulfill this dream. I don't want you to ever be discouraged about your ability to do it. You are going to learn, and I'm going to make sure that you learn. If you care about this, you are going to be able to call me whenever you want and just say, hey, Reese, what do you think about this? And I promise I will help. If you are serious and you're passionate about this, I want to tell you that you have this ear and you have this show. You let me know, and I will definitely make it happen. So I'm proud of you. I'm just meeting you now, and all I want to do is encourage you every day, like Stefan Marbury did to the kid in the barbershop. So we were talking about, I don't know if you heard about that, but the kid, there was a little, 7-year-old boy in a barbershop, and Stefan Marbury tells a little kid in Coney Island in the inner city, much like, Waterbury or any other ghetto. And I'm so sorry, but he just looks at the kid and he just says, did anybody tell you could be president of the United States? You don't have to play basketball. And the little boy says, nobody ever told me that. Stefan Marbury was brought to tears hearing that. And I'm saying that's important. You have to tell our young people they can do anything in the world. And you live in Waterbury. I listen to everybody all the time. It's like, yeah, man, Waterbury. I'm just like, if you look around you and you let that decide your destiny, you'll be nothing. Yeah. So you came here, you moved here when you're 8 years old, and you come here, and the first thing you say is like, how can I make this better? You're encouraged to. You didn't look at it and just go, what's the use? What did that to you? Like, what happened to you that made you say, I need to be a part of a change?
Yeah, so I looked around Waterbury, and the main thing I've been hearing with people is like they're tired of the crime.
Yeah.
They're tired of the communities getting overlooked. They're tired of the potholes. I did a post, and I was like, what's the most thing that really gets you ticked off about Waterbury? And they're like, oh yeah, the potholes. I was like, okay.
Really, right. They care about that? Like the most?
Yeah, and no, education as well.
Sure.
They're scared about the schools that they have here.
Mm-hmm.
They could lose funding.
Yeah.
They're
that was a big thing that you mentioned to me when you first contacted me.
My school is kind of on the roping end right now.
Yeah.
We're waiting until May comes to finally find out the verdict of that suspending. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But I looked around Waterbury. I was like, we can do something big here. Something can happen that can switch us from the punching bag of Connecticut. Because people like to call Waterbury ratchet. They want to call us crime-ridden, the most crime in the state.
Really? More than New Haven?
Yeah. They rather put us number one in crime than put New Haven, because they're like, oh, New Haven has a nightlife. Waterbury.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, Waterbury has potential. It's just that the government we have in Hartford and the government we have in Waterbury, even though I think the mayor is doing okay.
Right.
Someone could.
Nobody's perfect.
No one's perfect.
Right.
But he could do a little more for our community. But we're getting overlooked by the government here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
The only times that the governor ever had been to Connecticut was for Yukon Waterbury Health when they did that merger.
Yeah.
And the Waterbury Main Break.
Yeah.
Only 2 times.
So you kind of feel like, and again, I'm pretty sure that the people of Waterbury feel overlooked, and the only time anyone wants to pay attention to them, there's a potential crime. We had the 20-year kid who was being held hostage for 20 years. I mean, that's the only time I ever heard anybody talking about Waterbury. Like, I didn't realize we were that close to the town until that story broke. Yeah. But I hear you, because in essence, you kind of feel like we don't always want to be the butt of every joke. We don't want to be at the center of every crime story. Yeah. We want to be able to tell people that Waterbury is a good city to come to. And if it isn't, let's improve on that so we can make it so.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm really inspired by, the fact that you, like me, both come here, and the first thing we say was, look, I think that we can make this better. Yeah. Maybe, and everyone else is going to, they're going to hate, or they're going to, crap on us and say, you can't do that here. It's not going to happen. Yeah. By the way, just so I can get a feel for you, what do you say to people who say you can't come to Waterbury, you can't come to Connecticut and change it? What do you say to that?
Oh, we can do it. Anything's possible in Waterbury. Anything's possible in Connecticut. Like, for example, when we actually put our minds to it, Waterbury can actually succeed in not only in having the best economy, beating Hartford. We can do that. I know we can. I know we can have the best education system in Waterbury. I know we can. We have multiple high schools in Waterbury.
Yeah.
I know we can be Hartford.
Do you think that there's, and you being a young person in high school, and I know the kids in your school are listening, and this is an opportunity for me to even talk to them. So kids, I hope you're listening to this very important question. Do you think that there is a lack or a loss of interest in education? And are the kids talking about making it better even for themselves? Now, when I say this to you, I want them to hear this too. Because one of the problems that we as adults are hearing about education in Connecticut, Waterbury in particular, is that we don't have kids rising to they're exceeding their potential. Yeah. We're seeing record low proficiency in reading and math. I know that that's not for every kid, but we feel, a lot of us, and we don't know, but from what we hear, is that kids don't have an interest in education the way that many of us used to.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's something that you or your kids can do to actually reinvigorate, or even tell your teachers, look, I need you guys to do this, that, or the third? Do you guys have any ideas on that?
I know many students that, especially the ones watching at home, they know that we can just go to the principal for something, right? But with the way the education system here in Connecticut is so outdated, that they had to do the big switch to laptops, meaning you're not getting the information you really need. People are just depending on AI.
Okay.
And that, teachers just start giving up on AI. They don't.
You feel like the kids are not retaining what they're learning. They're just learning what they're for whatever test or what's going on, and then it's out of their mind.
Algebra right now, we're learning about some cubit square. I'm like, I don't know why I would need that, but they should start teaching kids about real life values, right?
Okay.
With how to handle money. Right?
Okay.
That's why my school has a personal
Yeah,
finance
we need to
class.
bring economics back to the classroom. Do you not have that in school?
Well, we have a personal finance class.
Okay.
That can help you start a business.
Personal finance class? Okay.
They started it. It's now a requirement for our school.
Okay. That's good.
They said for the high school, like, hey, you want to talk about money? We can talk about money. Here's a whole class about it. Also, you want to talk about businesses and you want to start a business of your own? Here's a class. Personal finance class does that as well.
Okay.
So that class is really about businesses. I kind of started.
Do they use real life scenarios like the stock market or business sort of? Did they make it real world?
So they have you, from what I heard, they have you like call business and be like, hey, how much things you sell of, for example, water bottles?
Yeah. Okay.
And the company, hopefully, if they're nice enough, they will tell you.
There's a movie called Piece of the Action. We'll talk about it another time. That actually does that in real time. They actually brought the school down to the business to actually see how businesses work. They need to get back to that.
Yeah, I think our school is taking the initiative of like, okay, you know what? We're seeing kids are not being really active in class.
Mhm.
Maybe we should introduce more classes, right?
Okay.
That leads to more interests. So the personal finance class is one of the examples that bring back economics back to school.
Yeah, it has to.
A small part of economics, but it's something. I think we're the only school, in my opinion, in Waterbury that has a personal finance class.
Okay. But you believe that that's something that we should expand to other.
All schools in Connecticut should have a personal finance class.
Yeah, I agree. How do you think that kids feel about education, or at least in your small? Well, I don't know how big your circle is. But I think you said that pretty much that a lot of it is outdated. Yeah. Is that discouraging to kids in a lot of ways?
Because there's some stuff that we be seeing and we're like, what is the point of this?
Okay, so no, I get it. Because kids, if they're not interested, that's where your break in the learning happens.
Yeah, they either fall asleep or go on their phones.
Yeah.
They won't pay attention at all.
I got you.
Because there's some things in last year we had humanities. That's basically, half English, half Spanish. Not Spanish. History.
Yeah.
And they basically was teaching us about the Industrial Revolution. I'm telling you, when I looked around my whole class, like 95% of the class was sleeping.
Yeah, nobody cares.
No one cares.
Yeah, the Industrial Revolution is, because the Industrial Revolution has pretty much left the United States, even though it's like sort of coming back, kids can't really identify that in real time because factory working is not really a thing unless it's car manufacturing. You know what I mean? So it's not really like at the forefront of it. So it's almost like going back to the past to something that isn't relevant today. Totally understand that.
But the thing they did differently towards the end of the year, the end of the unit for that, they started talking about AI.
Okay.
Instantly everyone got engaged. Everyone got
AI. Yeah. Okay, so that so they can build off of that.
They noticed that everyone was like, I don't really care about this.
Right.
And they're like, oh, let's talk about AI.
Yeah.
And they're like,
And the
okay,
kids care.
yeah, let's do it.
Do you think that is that something that the kids are engaged in? And I know that they probably do it for silly things like videos and all that other stuff. But nonetheless, there's an interest there to find out how they can engage and be a part of that economic fabric.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the reason why kids really like AI is one, quick responses.
Yeah.
Not really have to do any research. But also it can give them a source of entertainment, right?
Right.
As you said, making videos, funny videos. Like, I know this is off topic, but on TikTok there's a thing called Fruit Love Island. AI
Never heard of it.
AI generated videos.
I'm still trying to get over some of the names in my chat room for some of your friends, like King Cage Panther. I'm like, who is that guy? Like, who is that guy? These names are over the top. Is that Emmanuel?
Yes.
That's Emmanuel. Well, good. Big shout out to you, King Cage Panther. Wait, I'll have to meet Emmanuel to figure out what that's all about.
Maybe the next time I come on the show, I'll ask him to come.
Please, definitely bring them by. I want to meet your
friend group.
Yeah, well, let's just call them your campaign.
My campaign.
The members of your campaign. Are they really encouraging you? Like they would be.
Manny pushes me. He's like, no.
You're going to be.
You're going to have to do this. I'm giving you everything that you need.
What an amazing three-pronged assault you guys would be able to bring to that. What's the other young lady's name?
Aiden.
Aiden. Okay, so Aiden, Emmanuel. Interesting. Aiden, Emmanuel, and TJ.
Yes.
And look, if you guys are serious, man, like I said, you give me a call, whatever. I did want to talk to you about Governor Lamont, but again, I think we're going out of time. I don't really want to talk about him because I only want to talk about you, and I'm just I'm fascinated by you because I feel like this is going to sound crazy, but I finally feel like I'm interviewing my 15, 16-year-old self. Is that wild? It's like I feel like I get to go back in time and interview myself in talking to you. That's why I told you, I was like, you have no idea. I know you think that this is great. Yeah. For me, this is absolutely over the moon. I couldn't be more excited to have you here because I feel like I get to go back in time and actually fix something. Like, like I'm in a time machine now and I get to set the course for, the past Reese on the radio. Yeah. And really, because I can go on for the rest of my life knowing that I made a difference in somebody's life who cares about this thing, especially politics and communications and getting the word out and helping your constituents, helping the people in your community. I kind of feel like this job is just like a politician's. We are public servants on this microphone, and we can change somebody's life. They always say, it was like, if I could change one person's life, I don't want to scale that low. I really want to change lives. Yeah. I really, really do. And I think that you have that in you. I feel it in you. And just the way you talk about the people around you, the people who inspired you, what you want to do, how you're passionate about these things, just keep going, okay? Never. When you feel like you don't want to do it today, do it anyway. Mm-hmm. This is, and I think you believe this too, this is your destiny.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel like politics has been the only thing that has got my attention instantly. Yeah, because it's everywhere. But it's also, I'm like, if I can make a difference that benefits everyone's life, then I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the opportunity. Because I don't think I'm not going to sit back and watch everything go down. I'm going to go and continue.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, I am trying not to cry in front of you, man. I am not. This is really from the bottom of my heart. I love everything about you, everything. And like I said, don't worry about, you got my phone number?
Yes.
Reach out. You need my help on something, you need an idea or something like that, and I'm going to try everything I can to get the people that I know, whether they're names in this business, and I'm going to get them to sit down with you so you can have interviews with them, so you can talk to them, so you can actually literally figure this out as you work through it and you become a professional. By the time you get to half my age, you are a pro at this. And literally every opportunity, people are going to be beating down their door and saying, I want to partay with Duarte. I got to just let everybody know. TJ Duarte, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. And you'll be back. Don't worry about that. You're going to be back. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, southbound 91 coming into Hartford, delays 33 down to 32 A and B. On the northbound side of 91, moving very well. Cromwell up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is tied up, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound delays approaching 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 291 through 84, okay. 2 westbound, just a minor slowdown as you merge with 84 west. 9 northbound Middletown, slowing Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. Again, some slow traffic as you move up on exit 31 on the northbound side of Route 9 in Berlin. If you're heading into Waterbury, 84 eastbound slowing by exit 18. 84 eastbound again is sluggish, 26 down in toward the 691 interchange. Southbound 95 New Haven slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Unseasonably warm weather will continue across the area as we close the month of March and move forward into the start of April. For the rest of this afternoon, times of clouds and sunshine, breezy with little more than a passing shower or two, high 77. A warm breeze continuing into the start of this evening. Otherwise, considerable cloudiness tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Gusty winds can accompany any downpour. Low 60. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, breezy and warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm in the area. High 75. The record is 78, set in 1967. Some lingering showers early tomorrow night, otherwise cloudy and becoming cooler tomorrow night, low 41. Cloudy, damp, and chilly on Thursday with spotty drizzle at a high of just 47. Clouds and drizzle can linger into Friday morning. Clouds might give way to partial sun. Friday afternoon, it'll become breezy and warmer again. Friday's high reaching near 70 degrees, and it'll be even warmer on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
74 degrees in Hartford. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News. Streets are reopening today in New London after months of emergency work to stabilize the steeple of the Second Congregational Church. The mayor says interior work will continue, but now normal traffic patterns can resume. Voters in Coventry will decide tonight whether to repeal a controversial ordinance that governs rules in town when it comes to shooting firearms on private property. Some say the existing rule is too restrictive. A special meeting is set for 7 tonight at the high school. Eversource plans to give away 1,000 trees this month in partnership with the Arbor Day Foundation. This year, customers in Meriden and Killingly can choose from a variety of species in the utility's new online portal. Bradley International Airport is announcing new options for Yukon fans lucky enough to be headed to the Final Four. Southwest Airlines is adding 2 nonstop flights to Indianapolis, where the men will play Saturday, and Breeze Airways has nonstop service to Phoenix, where the women play Friday. And speaking of the Huskies, Coach Dan Hurley and some players are set to speak in stores any minute now about their preps for the Final Four. Our Dave Maker is there, and he'll bring us the latest just ahead. Checking other headlines, ahead of Easter Sunday, Pope Leo has a message on the war in Iran. CBS News correspondent Sabrina Castelfranco has the details from Rome.
Pope Leo is urging for a halt to violence ahead of Easter and said he hoped that President Trump was looking for an off-ramp to end the Iran war, a way to decrease the amount of violence and bombing. Speaking to journalists as he left his residence in the hills south of Rome for the Vatican, Pope Leo said it would be a significant contribution to removing increasing hatred in the Middle East. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
On Wall Street, the stock market jumped today on reports that Iran's president may be ready to end the war. CBS's Jason Brooks with that.
The Dow soared more than 1,100 points higher, with investor optimism growing on the comments from Iran's president, in addition to President Trump reportedly saying he's ready to wind down the war with Iran, despite not trying to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The Dow gained 1,125 points to 46,341. The Nasdaq jumped 796 points to 21,590. The S&P up 184 points to 6528. It was the second biggest single-day point gain in the history of the NASDAQ and the fifth biggest in the history of the S&P 500. Jason Brooks, CBS News.
Meantime, in Iraq, an American journalist has been kidnapped in Baghdad. CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick reports.
Sources tell CBS News her name is Shelley Kittleson, and one of her contacts said she had been warned by the U.S. government about a specific threat to her from an Iran-backed paramilitary group. The State Department has confirmed she was warned and says it will continue to coordinate with the FBI to ensure her release as quickly as possible. A spokesman also says Iraqi authorities have detained one of those involved in the kidnapping.
The Supreme Court ruled today on a major case on conversion therapy, the case prompted by a lawsuit out of Colorado. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford explains what was behind it.
This was a Christian therapist in Colorado challenging this state law that prevents therapists from practicing so-called conversion therapy, obviously trying to, for minors, trying to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. She sued because she said, she's not trying to change anything, but it really limits what she can do in her practice, what she can say and talk to her clients about.
Tomorrow, the Supreme Court will hear arguments on birthright citizenship and whether children born in the U.S. to illegal immigrants should automatically get citizenship. Well, the number of younger women having heart attacks is on the rise. CBS News medical contributor Celine Grounder with details.
Women are also more likely to come in with atypical symptoms like anxiety, reflux, or muscle pain, but still the most common symptoms, even in women, are the classic symptoms. So that's chest pain, jaw pain, arm pain, could be nausea or sweating, shortness of breath.
And looking ahead to tomorrow, NASA says there's an 80% chance of favorable weather for the Artemis 2 flight to the moon tomorrow night. It would be the first time humans fly the Space Launch System rocket and the Orion spacecraft. Lots of excitement there at Kennedy Space Center. For these stories and more, head to WTIC.com. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, brain fog, low sex drive, and it makes it tough to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is important to our overall health and well-being. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if some or all of those symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. But more than this, we can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Future therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, if you're watching online and you're saying, wait a minute, TJ's still there. He is. We're going to get to that in a second. Betsy McCoy, who's running for governor on the GOP ticket, was on hold. We're going to get to her in a second. She literally called in and said, I want to talk to TJ. I'm like, I thought he had already gone. But TJ ran back. He's almost out of breath. We'll give him, his family ran with him. So we're going to give him an opportunity to talk to Betsy McCoy. Also, as I was calling him earlier during the break, he has been invited to take a tour of the House of Representatives here in Connecticut. In fact, they are inspired. I guess people are listening, and they are absolutely inspired by you as I am. And this is a huge deal. And I know you know how important it is. So I'm just telling you that I appreciate you. But with that, it's 5 o'clock, so I got to do this thing. Hold on. News. Somebody that I know that Mark Christopher is going to like. Angus Young of AC/DC turned 71 today. Herb Albert turns 91 today. Popular album and chart anniversaries include 40 years ago, Prince's Parade, his 8th studio album under the Cherry Moon soundtrack, which it was featured on, featured the #1 hit Kiss. This was also the last full project with his group, The Revolution. 42 years ago, Kenny Loggins released Footloose, and it was #1 on the Billboard Top 100. 59 years ago, the infamous Jimi Hendrix setting his guitar on fire for the first time on stage happened in 1967. This was his debut UK tour at London's Astoria Theatre. It made him a legend. 68 years ago, another fantastic milestone was the release of Johnny B. Good in 1958 by Chuck Berry. Also, 77 years ago today, RCA Victor introduced the 7-inch 45 RPM single. That was the 45s back in the days. Only us old people are going to remember that. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Do you still have 45?
No, I gave away all my records a couple of years ago. I had a couple thousand of them. Yeah, you know what? I was just like...
You say you gave them away. You didn't sell them?
Gave them away, yeah. Well,
really?
Well, mine are all going to have Q burn on the first couple of seconds from queuing them up so many times. You know what?
That's true.
People have yelled at me. I've had like 5 people go, "What? I would have taken them. I would have."
Absolutely.
I was just trying to make more room in my house.
I
was like, when am I ever going to play these again?
I worked at a place called St. Mark's Sounds, and we used to buy vinyl there. Boy, St. Mark's Place in First Avenue. That was my first real job in the city.
Wow. You know what? I can still remember my first 45 was probably around 73 or 74. It was either Benny and the Jets by Elton John, or it was Band on the Run by Paul McCartney. I can't remember which was one
I'm not going to lie. Both
two.
of those records are really good. Solid top 40s right there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 69 cents back then for a 45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know. I shouldn't have gotten rid of them.
I wouldn't have done it.
I'm still kicking myself now. Brian Shackman screams at me every time this comes up. Because why'd you give him? Why would it take? Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 91 southbound, look for delays 33 down to 32 A and B. A little sluggish again as you move 19 down to 17 in Meriden. Westbound 84 slows just after 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound delays about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 291 through 84 okay. 2 eastbound moving well into Glastonbury. 9 northbound's a little slow at the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84 Waterbury sluggish 23 to the Mixmaster. And 84 eastbound a little tight as you approach the 691 interchange at Cheshire. South 95 New Haven slowing 46 to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Warm and breezy as we begin this evening. Mostly cloudy during the night with a couple of showers, even a heavy thunderstorm. Tonight's low just 60. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Breezy and warm much of the day with a couple of showers and thunderstorms. High 75, though it will turn cooler in the afternoon. Lingering showers tomorrow night, much cooler, and a low of 41. Cloudy and chilly on Thursday, little drizzle, and a high of 47 degrees. Back to warmer weather on Friday. Right now it is 78 in Unionville. It's 75 degrees in South Glastonbury, 77 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Selling your house the traditional way takes time. Agents, showings, repairs, fees. It's a hassle. But what if you could skip it all and sell your home for cash, fast? At Liz Buys Houses, we buy homes in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, no cleaning, no repairs. We understand that facing difficult situations like lifestyle changes requires support. So whether it's inherited, outdated, or you're behind on payments, we'll make you a fair cash offer within 24 hours. With Liz Buys Houses, you close on your schedule in as little as 7 days. Selling your house can feel overwhelming, but we're here to simplify the process and to give you peace of mind at every stage. Thousands have sold the easy way. Now it's your turn. Liz Buys Houses. Real cash. Real fast. For your free, no-obligation cash offer, text FREE to 303030. Again, text FREE to 303030. Text FREE to 303030.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra vutrisiran is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Okay, I'm over here trying to figure everything out, and I've got. Who was it? What was the young lady's name? Who? Irene. You said
Irene,
that she is the.
She is the state representative for the 34th district. I
Okay,
believe.
I just forwarded her your information. She's going to reach out to you as well, and this is exactly what she just said to me. She says, "Thank you, an inspiring young man, inspiring young man." So, I'm telling you that, like I said, I know that they see exactly what I see. So you are going to be fantastic, and obviously, you didn't just inspire them. Possibly the future governor of Connecticut, who's on the line right now, dying to talk to you. Betsy McCoy called in to speak to TJ Duarte. I don't even get this kind of love. What's going on there, Betsy?
Yes, I'm going to give this kind of love to Reese on the radio. I love him. He's my freedom warrior, my truth teller.
Yes, indeed. So, Betsy, TJ is here, and he ran back to when I told him that you were on the phone. Did you hear his interview?
No, I didn't. Tell me.
Well, TJ wants to be the governor of the world. And, and I think that he is inspired. He's a 16-year-old who is involved in politics. He's got a podcast. And all I wanted to do was to make sure that I introduced him to you, because I told him I'm going to introduce him to a slew of people, because it is important that we get our young people involved as early as we possibly can. And he's a 16-year-old high school student who loves politics and wants to help people. He is inspired by people like you and people who are trying to help others. So, and he's really excited to be here. So anything that you can say to this young man?
Yes, I can tell him that follow his career choices, make sound decisions that help other people, and it will, all those decisions he makes, all those experiences, all those jobs he takes on will help prepare him to be a good governor of the world, or maybe just a part of the world. Right?
TJ,
I mean, when I look at my past, I started out being a college professor. I've written 5 books on things like the history of the Constitution, how to prepare for the next pandemic, healthcare. Then I founded an organization that saves thousands of lives a year, RID, and I've run it for 20 years. All those different experiences prepare me for being a good governor, because what do you have to do? You're serving other people, making sure that you take care of the people of this state well.
Indeed. What do you want to say to Betsy? It's your opportunity. I mean,
well, I know I'm probably going to be seeing you tomorrow at the Meet Your Candidate event that I believe the young Republicans are holding. I believe you're going to be there.
In Madison, that's right.
Yes, I'm going to be there. I'm very happy I really want to meet you. I want to meet the rest of the candidates who are running in this race to topple whatever we have going on in Hartford.
Yeah,
I think toppling what's going on in Hartford is the right idea.
He's very, very excited about the campaigns of all three of you. And he is like me. He's just like, look, I don't care. We've got capable candidates. We need to get rid of the government that we have and get better people in there to lower taxes. Betsy, let me tell you something interesting. In my interview with TJ, he said something that blew my mind. Even high school kids who, some of them probably have like part-time jobs, even they are talking about how expensive it is to live here.
That's right. It is very expensive to live here, but the best answer to that affordability, we're going to do 2 things. If we lower energy costs, it means that everything costs less. Food, for example, energy is a big part of what you pay for at the supermarket. All that food that has to be refrigerated and trucked in.
Yeah.
But also, if we get rid of the state income tax, everybody listening is going to be earning more money. They're not just saving the money by not paying the tax. They're going to be earning a lot more pre-tax.
That's right.
In fact, the Council of Economic Advisors says the average wage earner will earn $6,900 a year more pre-tax if we get rid of the income tax.
Yep. Well, I just wanted to make sure that I introduced the two of you, and you two had an opportunity to speak, and thank you for that. TJ, now I will let you go because me and Betsy have a whole bunch of other stuff to deal with now. But I really, really thank you. Tell all of your classmates and your schoolmates and definitely your teachers that we appreciate them inspiring you and all for cheering you on while you're here because they've got your back.
I'm going to look for you tomorrow night, TJ.
I'm going to make sure. Don't worry. I'll make sure that he makes a beeline to you so the two of you can connect. Thank you so much. TJ, thank you. Mom, thank you. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys be good. So, Betsy, I want to say...
Don't be too good.
Betsy, you and I were supposed to talk the other day about your endorsement. Thank you, guys. About your endorsement by CPAC, which is a big deal, a huge deal.
I was very honored and humbled by that endorsement because I was the only candidate for any office in Connecticut who received this endorsement. It's a real honor. It's like the Trump imprimatur, right? Conservative of the state.
What does it change for your campaign? Because from what we heard from, goodness gracious, why am I forgetting his name? Well, Mercedes' husband, what's his name? Why am I forgetting?
Matt Schlapp.
Yeah, Matt Schlapp. Yeah, I don't know why I was going to call him Steve. Matt Schlapp. What we heard from him was he said that these are the campaigns, as he was introducing you, he said these are the campaigns that we are actively going to be working with in and around the country. And you were the candidate for Connecticut. Again, what does this mean with CPAC involved in your campaign across the state? Are we going to see we're going to see a groundswell of CPAC folks getting around from place to place?
I think so, but let me tell you, the message I brought to CPAC is this. Republicans in blue states should not be cowed by Trump derangement syndrome. We have a fearless president, probably the strongest president of this century, and he cows to no one, and neither should we. And yet I see so many Republicans in Hartford cowering into silence. They're not fighting for ICE. They're not fighting for our medical freedom. They're not fighting to eliminate the income tax. They're not fighting hard enough because they're cowed into submission. And that is not right. We have to fight hard.
Do you think that a product of that is not running afoul of the press here in Connecticut, that they seem to be a little subdued?
That may be part of it. That may be part of it. They don't like being outnumbered, but we're not going to win unless we go bold. You know, nobody's going to come out to vote for a little wimpy.
I know you're absolutely right. It's I hear that so much from the very pronounced unaffiliated crowd here in Connecticut, who have expressed an incredible amount of frustration for the Republican Party, which is why they became unaffiliated. What do you say to those folks who are on the fence? I mean, you've gotten some criticism from even those folks for either being, too wealthy or too, from the Greenwich crowd. To be honest with you,
the criticism that I get the most.
Yes, ma'am.
I just did an interview that's going to air Sunday on Dennis House, and he said to me, "Well, you've spent a good part of your life living outside Connecticut, and I did a little arithmetic here in the van. I'm driving to another event, and I said to myself, well, that's true. I've gained tremendous experience in other states.
Yeah.
But I have still lived in Connecticut longer than either of my rivals because they just haven't been alive long enough to live longer, right? I mean,
that's a good point. It's a good point. Really, was that a criticism by Dennis House?
Yes, and I thought about it, and I thought, living, working, and governing in other states gives you perspective and experience.
I would find that,
you can bring home and allow everyone to benefit from it.
It's a great answer. It is a great answer. A great response. Okay, so you're going to be at the event tomorrow, and why am I not?
Yeah, and I'm doing one tonight too in Trumbull, Monroe, and I think it's just Trumbull and Monroe,
Okay.
actually.
All right.
I'm
In the
Trumbull
event tomorrow,
right now,
what
looking
is
for a place to grab a bite to eat?
what is the place tomorrow you're going to be at that TJ was talking about?
We're going to be in Madison.
Okay.
Which is a stunningly beautiful town. I'm so looking forward to it.
All right. Well, tell your folks to send me a text message. What time is it at tomorrow?
Around 6 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
We always do everything around 6 o'clock so everybody can get off from work
Yeah.
and get over and join us.
Even me, because I get out at 6.
That's right.
Yeah, I will do my best to get there. By the way, before I let you go, I hear you got an opportunity to talk to Nick Shirley. Now I know this is off the beaten path, but there's a rhyme to my reason here. Did you get to meet Nick Shirley, the young man who's been?
I sat in the green room with Nick Shirley over at CPAC because we were doing appearances at very similar times. So I did get to spend some time with Nick Shirley and his dad.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I heard his dad.
A lot of security.
Did you guys exchange pleasantries like telephone numbers? By any chance?
I can look in my notebook and see if I have his number, and if I do, I'll make sure you get it.
Thank you, because listen, I'm telling you, after we found out, and this is what I really want to ask you about. Did you hear this story that I was talking about yesterday with the 1% tax that they've been taking from restaurants since 2019 was put inside the general fund, and it turns out today when they realized it, some $550 million was just put into the general fund and not put into where it was supposed to go, tourism. They were supposed to put the money back into the restaurants they tax, and as well as the community of those. They stole the money.
These people in government, they are really crooked. They are just crooked.
Is that insane?
I'll tell you another one that really gets to me. We have 30 seconds more?
Yeah, go.
Baby bonds. In this state, you can be an illegal immigrant who walks into the state and gives birth the next day, right?
Yeah.
And your child is going to get a savings account, what they call a nest egg account, funded by taxpayers. It starts out at $3,200, and of course, with compound interest, it's worth about $24,000 by the time the child grows up. But here's the point: all of us are working hard to pay for nest eggs or savings accounts,
of course,
for our own kids and grandkids. Why should we have to pay for somebody else's?
Holy moly. Is that story broke anywhere?
Yes, it was passed in 2022. It's outrageous. It's so outrageous.
Yeah, that is outrageous.
Yes, it certainly is. And
whose bonehead idea was this, Betsy? Please say to governors.
When I am governor, there will be no baby bonds. There will be no giveaways like that.
Just Trump accounts. Just Trump accounts.
Yeah. And the law says it's explicitly to even out wealth. Well, that's not government's job. Government's job is not to take from some to give to others.
Yeah, indeed. Betsy, well, thank you. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow as well. And, of course, we will see. I just got your paperwork back for our debate on April 30th. Can't wait to see you there as well. But we'll see you in and around.
Forward to it.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you in and around the bend. Betsy McCoy, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Betsy. When we come back, we'll find out what we learned. And I want to thank again, TJ. Thank you so much. I'm sure that you're listening. I just want to let you know, and especially all of his supporters and his classmates and schoolmates, I want to let you know that that young man is, get to know him now. Get to know him now. Buddy up to him. Be his buddy now. Okay? That kid's going places. But I want you to know that, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, absolutely. But I'll tell you this. And the reason why I say be very, very close to him and nurture him, especially nurture him and encourage him. And I'll tell you why. You know, people always say it's like, what are we going to do about our future? Or who's going to be in command of our future? Or who's going to forge the future for us? TJ's that guy. He wants that. He wants that job. And when somebody wants that, when he wants to, and his desire is to do good for others, you have to nurture that. You have to make sure that you empower it. He's got a good head on his shoulder, and at a young age, wanting to do so much. His grandmother inspired him. I don't know. I just wasn't that lucky. I thank God for ever putting the want of this medium in my head and in my heart to do. But him, I want him to go further than I ever did. I want him to reach every star. I want him to grab every one of them. I'm so inspired by him. And I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure he meets the right people and they all know him. And they, make him into the shining light that he wants to be. So I really, really respect him. He's going to be good. He's going to be good. Really do. Really do know that. I don't even believe it. I know it. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. We'll wrap up the show. Mark Christopher is getting you home. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. And if you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the eastbound side of I-84, you're going to see some slow traffic now from 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B, and again down by exit 28. If you are traveling on the westbound side of Route 2, just a little slow as you merge with the 84 West. 9 southbound is running a little slow approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. 84 eastbound, a slight slowdown as you move by the exit 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. At westbound 84 slowing in Waterbury from 22 up to the Mixmaster. Southbound Parkway a little tight, 50 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, it definitely feels like spring out there this afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s with a
Unseasonably warm weather will continue across the area as we close the month of March and move forward into the start of April. For the rest of this afternoon, times of clouds and sunshine, breezy, with a little more than a passing shower or two, high 77. A warm breeze continuing into the start of this evening. Otherwise, considerable cloudiness tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Gusty winds can accompany any downpour. Low 60. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, breezy and warm, with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm in the area. High 75, the record is 78, set in 1967. Some lingering showers early tomorrow night, otherwise cloudy and becoming cooler tomorrow night, low 41. Cloudy, damp, and chilly on Thursday with spotty drizzle at a high of just 47. Clouds and drizzle can linger into Friday morning. Clouds might give way to partial sun. Friday afternoon, it'll become breezy and warmer again. Friday's high reaching near 70 degrees, and it'll be even warmer on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. And now, a WTIC News Update.
Good evening. 73 degrees in Hartford. It's 5:30. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News. As we prepare to turn the calendar to April tomorrow, there are two things you'll want to avoid: getting fooled and getting a ticket. The DOT is announcing a statewide distracted driving enforcement campaign starting tomorrow, lasting all month long. Law enforcement will increase patrols all over the state and give out citations. As the UConn men prepare for the Final Four, assistant coach Luke Murray is also focused on Boston College, where he was introduced as the new head coach today. He says he'll stay all UConn through early next week, then immediately shift to BC.
It's going to be kind of a whirlwind for everybody. I'm making the trip to Indianapolis tomorrow. I'm going to be in Indianapolis hopefully through Monday night. Get back here on Monday night late, Tuesday morning early, and then hit the ground running.
Murray began his press conference in Chestnut Hill by thanking everyone at UConn for their support, especially Coach Hurley, who's hired him several times along the way. Big day on Wall Street. The stock market jumped on reports that Iran's president may be ready to end the war. CBS's Jason Brooks.
The Dow soared more than 1,100 points higher, with investor optimism growing on the comments from Iran's president, in addition to President Trump reportedly saying he's ready to wind down the war with Iran, despite not trying to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The Dow gained 1,125 points to 46,341. The Nasdaq jumped 796 points to 21,590. The S&P up 184 points to 6528. It was the second biggest single-day point gain in the history of the Nasdaq and the fifth biggest in the history of the S&P 500. Jason Brooks, CBS News.
And a sigh of relief for parents in several Connecticut school districts. A looming nationwide bus driver strike has been averted. A deal reached in Washington today between the Teamsters and First Student Bus Company. That strike would have started tomorrow. For these stories and more, head to WTIC.com. I'm Heidi Voigt, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
Now, what have we learned? What have we learned? What have we learned from this little fable?
So what have we learned if nothing else, children?
So what have we learned, huh? So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today? What have we learned so far?
What we learned today is that TJ Duarte is going to have a very, very stellar career. What we also learned today is you should not, never, ever, and I do mean ever, say that you are an inclusive place if you are not an inclusive place. Also, never compromise your principles so that you can be a part of something. If they don't want you, you shouldn't want them even more. And of course, I'm talking about Jaden Ivey.
But what if?
Yes, go on. What if what?
He had interactions with one of the ladies there, and they got mad at him and wanted to kick him out.
So you're saying that he may have had a relationship with the lady there?
I'm not saying that happened. What if?
What if?
What if?
Devil's
People,
advocate.
don't say I said that.
No. You're saying what if it was a relationship gone sour and now they're telling him to leave? Well, then he's being petty. I mean, look. Can I tell you something about this that I really? And I said
it just feels like the story just. It's just a weird story.
I know. We reached out to both of them. Obviously, she spoke to Connecticut Inside Investigator, as did he. I would love to talk to the guy if he wants to tell the side of the story. But I will go so far as this. Like, I really gave her a hard time because, again, on her website, she's all-inclusive. But I'm going to be, straight up honest. The guy here, if he's being petty, he should not. And here's why. He is suing this single mother who opened a business of yoga, obviously very popular. She pays a staff in a 750 square foot business. She, again, is a business starter and a single mom. The fact that this man would sue a woman for $2 million, I'm sorry. Look, I can be wronged in a lot of ways, but I would never bankrupt this woman. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't find it in my heart. And I don't care how aggrieved he thinks he is.
Yeah.
Morally, I just can't. I'm not a litigious person like that anyway. But
and you, bro, you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Period,
it's like,
period.
Why would you make this woman like you are going to destroy her with this lawsuit? There's not an ounce of empathy for her that just says, all right, man, I can't go there. I'm pretty sure that there's a yoga class somewhere that he can join.
Yeah.
And he can huff and puff all he wants, and they'll be happy with it. The point is like with this, I wouldn't put this poor woman through that. And I'm sure she meant well. But he got out of hand and she kind of felt like, look, but this is what happens with this thing. It's like once you give them an inch, they take a mile, and she's got to learn the hard way in some ways. I just don't think $2 million.
Yeah, that'd be sad, though, if her place closed because of this.
Exactly.
That'd be real sad.
It would. It really, really would be. But guess what it's going to do? I'll tell you exactly what it's going to do. It's going to make her bitter. It's going to make her bitter. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it make her bitter? And imagine the person she's going to be on the other side of this. It's not going to be pleasant. It isn't. She's going to be hate-filled. And I'm not going to lie.
He better move.
It may be warranted.
Yeah, he better move out, take his $2 million and run.
Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, you're going to see delays. Now, about a half mile before 46th Avenue down into the tunnel. If you are traveling southbound 91, just a little slow, 33 down to 32 A and B. Traveling into Middletown, 9 southbound's a little slow. Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound sluggish in Waterbury, 23 to the Mixmaster. Heading down into New Haven, southbound Parkway slowing, approaching 50 in Hamden, and 95 southbound delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A warm breeze as we begin this evening, mostly cloudy during the night with a couple of showers, even a thunderstorm. In fact, any storm could be heavy and gusty. Tonight's low just 60. Warm much of tomorrow, mostly cloudy and breezy with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm over the area. High near 75 around midday, temperature dropping in the afternoon. A couple of showers tomorrow evening, otherwise cloudy tomorrow night and cooler, a low of 41. Cloudy, much cooler weather on Thursday. Spotty drizzle, high 47. Trending warmer again, though, as soon as Friday. Right now it is 78 in Plymouth, it's 75 degrees in Walcott, 77 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hey, we are back, and we are almost out of here. Donald sent me a message. Some people are still reeling about the opening of the show. The show went by fast today, by the way. I don't know about you, but it seemed to have zoomed by. So I started the show by talking about a podcast that I was on back out in California. And we started the show by saying, everybody had been asked out of 7 men, which one of them would condemn his son if his son had come to him and said that he was homosexual. And, all of the men, African-American all, said the usual thing. No, not I. I couldn't do that, and I love my son, and blah, blah, blah. And I knew that every one of them were being phony. They were just doing what's supposed to be. Say the uncancelable thing, No, I would totally understand. And so they got to me, and I just went, no, absolutely not. No, I would condemn him. I would not condone it. I would disown him in the whole 9 yards. And everybody lost it. No! Why would you do that? You're a horrible person. And I simply asked the question, why does his value trump mine? Why? What rule says that because he is a homosexual, that my rules that say that I condemn it, why do his values trump mine? And nobody could give me an answer. I said, I thought we were all equal under God, right? I thought my views were just as fair as his views. Why is his views more important than mine? They didn't know how to react to that. Sure enough, some people decided, you know what, I can't put on the facade anymore. Yeah, truth be told, I couldn't deal with it. I know I'm supposed to say it, but it's hard for me. Finally, I'd given them permission to be honest. Weird how that works. Weird. And so I got a message from Donald, and I want to read it real quick. Donald says, and I quote, Reese, where in the Bible did Jesus condemn homosexuality? Well, the Bible isn't just Jesus. Obviously, Donald, you've not read the Bible. Okay? Just so you know. Do you think the whole religion is about Jesus? Is that what you think it is? Like, we read the whole Bible. Old and New. Testament, that is. Okay? So, and this is just, let me get this straight, 'cause I don't want to be insulting. I want to make sure that I'm not insulting. You probably would feel like I'm insulting you. So let me make this clear, okay? All right. That is the dumbest way to phrase a question. If you don't think I recognize that is a dumb way to phrase a question, you clearly don't, you take me for granted. You obviously think I'm too stupid to recognize exactly how you're phrasing it. The religion is not all about Jesus. It is about God. And the Bible is a complete book. Jesus plays a role. Okay? Just so you understand. And nor, in no way, did I say anything about Jesus Christ. Also not listening. So when you premise it to your liking in order to sort of stump me, do better. Okay? Try that on some white hosts. Yes, that's right, I said it. Try that on a white host. I know you think that a black host, a black talk show host, would know that you were phrasing it a certain way, but I'm not like other black hosts. Okay? You will not Negrofy me in any way. Talk to your silly little friends like that, who wouldn't know it, who wouldn't recognize it. Okay? You can treat me like an educated person, somebody with a brain. All right? Just so we understand each other. Jesus. Yes, that's right. Dwayne Wade, yes, that's correct. Thank you. But John Beckman remembers that. John Beckman, who used to do that podcast with me, remembers it well. The story was about Dwayne Wade talking about, I guess, that he had acknowledged that his son was identifying as a girl. You are 100% right, John Beckman. That was the episode talking about it. And again, giving people permission to say, just because that is your lifestyle doesn't mean I have to adhere to it. You don't get the higher ground. You don't get the moral high ground because you are gay. You don't get the moral high ground because you are transgender. You don't get the moral high ground because you have what's called an alternative lifestyle. And all of us have to bow down to it. This, again, as I said, go read The Animal Farm. Some people are more equal than others. No, they are not. If you want to use it, this is the reason why they use the word like equity instead of equality. Because equity is cheating. That's what it is. To any one of these people who don't understand it, obviously don't know the definition of the word. Equity is cheating. Everybody gets the same. Everyone has the same outcome. Doesn't matter how much effort you put in. Everybody gets the same. No. Equality means we all do whatever we can to get wherever we get, and we get treated fairly. Okay? And if I don't like your lifestyle, you have to put an H on your chest and handle it. You do. You don't like my lifestyle. I talk to these people all the time. I talk to some of these people at the No Kings rally. My conversations with them, for them, were the same. All they kept talking about is their voice. I want a place where my voice can be heard. And what we have to say is important. And we have the right to say. And I go, do I have the right to say anything? Well, what do you want to say? I want to say that I disagree with you. Can I? Well, if you have to think about it, then you don't believe in freedom. If you have to think about it. All the things that you're preaching, you don't want freedom. You want, I guess, fascism. Maybe that's what you want. And I hear these people, I see older ladies screaming and hollering about what they believe. And again, been around long enough, they should know better. But then completely going against the tenets that they claim to preach or claim to be a part of. And they're 100% against it. But will tell you this, what I did notice in these No Kings rallies, what I thought was very interesting, was these people were very excited to have horns honking as they drove by. They were very excited about that. They felt supported. And I think there's a little psychology going on there in all of that. That there are some people who feel like they aren't being recognized or acknowledged for what they believe. And being out there in the crowd and waving and showing their signs. Somebody honking their horn at them is like, yes, I'm relevant. And I get it. I know. I get it. Some of us are very vain. Yours truly. No, I mean, as my wife would say to me, you smelt it, you dealt it. I recognize that about myself. I am quite vain. I can be. I am. I forget about can be. I am. I'm quite vain. Quite vain. But I'm not, I have a degree of humility. But, when people start telling me, it's like, oh, man, you're fantastic. I don't want that kind. I don't have that kind of vanity. I don't. But, my vanity stretches to this. This is what I love doing. This, wanting to be able to talk on the microphone to you and have you listen to it, I'm a little vain about that. I love doing it. Every day I come here and I crack this mic. It's important to me. It's a part of my ego. I'm very much aware of it. I'm not shy. I'm not shy about that. I love doing this. But that other stuff, no. I don't care much about that. So, anyway, I just wanted to make that point. So to see those people out there doing all that, feeling accomplished in some way because they're standing out in the cold, opposed to Donald Trump, because that's what it is. It's like, I'm against Trump. And, if you were to break that down to them, okay, no one knows you're here. And I know if you were at the No Kings protest and you were protesting, listen to what I'm saying. And again, not to hurt your feelings. I want you to think about it. No one knew you were there. No one. You were facing the crowd. That's it. And you were there. And everything about what you did on Saturday amounted to nothing. Nothing. You are more frustrated today than you were there. And maybe you had a little bit of happiness in that. That you felt like you were surrounded by people who agreed with you and you felt acknowledged and you felt like your angst was somewhat, pronounced through their voices. And you were like, look, we all care. And I'm just going, yeah, and today, empty. Empty. You're probably online right now sharing with your friends, I hate Trump even more now. Me too. Oh, he's such a... Yeah, I get it. I understand, and you need it. You need it. People telling you and cheering you on. I hate Trump. Send. I hate Trump too. Like. It's an interesting thing. I'm just saying it is. It's interesting. It is. I would love it if half of those ladies got back to things that mattered to them, like, making booties for the grandchildren or the great-grands, knitting. They used to, in Boston near Harvard, they used to have this bar where ladies got together and did knitting. It was, what was it called? I can't remember it, but they used to be right. It's the bar right next door to Harvard University, right near the entrance. And it'd be ladies who go there during the week, and they sit there and they all knit and drink pints. It's weird, but it's they're all making sweaters. So fulfilling. Crochet, yeah, I love crochet. It's an art. I'll never learn to do that. Never learn, never, ever. It's never gonna happen. That thing. What if you put me in front of that crocheting thing? I don't know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a lot of weird patterns. Just, you know what? I would, at the end of crocheting, I would just take a ball of yarn and go, finished. That would be my thing. That would be the thing. That would be it. No, Stevie V says, no Kings is just a freak show, in my opinion. Well, if you were in the major cities, yes. It wasn't so bad here in Connecticut. At least these folks are normal. These guys weren't putting dog collars on their necks and crawling on the floor. We didn't get any of that here. We didn't get any of that craziness. It's just one of those things where, the craziness definitely, that's not, you're never going to get that in Connecticut. I know people don't want it here, but trust me when I tell you, it will never come here. And you'll be fine with that. Boost and Roast, Blackout Coffee. If you have a t-shirt to send it here to the station. And just send a large. I would love a Blackout Coffee shirt. I'm wearing black, what's it called? Black Rifle today. Craig in the car sent me this one about a year or two ago. He sent this to me back when I was still in Texas. I love this t-shirt. Let me see. There's nothing else here in the chat room. Okay. Well, anyway, it's all right. I'm about to wrap it up anyway. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to take any calls. Let me see. You're a Christian. Translation, a follower of Christ. Christ never spoke on homosexuality. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I think I just made it clear. Let me see. What will be your response when Republicans get booted out of Congress? If I can tell you this, this is important. Do I have time for this? I think I do. This is a very important graph that I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. If you are watching online, you can look at it on the screen right now, but I'm going to post it online. And it's just called the change in partisan composition of major demographic groups in the United States. And there is only one demographic that is going in the left direction towards Democrats. This is a poll from YouGov, and you don't want to miss it. Okay? And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. As well as, did Susan Bicewicz just endorse Josh Elliott? A story that may get some attention in the coming days. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. If you haven't heard of it, go look it up. Susan Bicewicz, and I don't know if it was a mistake, but it doesn't appear like it was. According to the story, she may have just kneecapped the governor. Again, it's crazy. I just read the story. I looked it up 3 different ways, and I go, this is a mistake, right? It is not a mistake. But we will talk about it tomorrow. Go look up the story. It is huge. It's everywhere. It's on X, too. And what's her name? Christy Talmadge actually just posted about it on her X account as well. And Christine, I don't know whoever told you I didn't like you, but I love you. I think you're fantastic. We'll talk about it tomorrow because we got to get into it. It's a huge story. Also, we found out some information about this guy who's suing the yoga place. Apparently, he sued employers before 2008 and 2010. He filed federal charges for discrimination. Both of them have been dismissed. And in 2024, he sued another fitness studio called Solid Core for being asked to leave. That case was also dismissed. So this guy has sued a lot in the past. So we will reach out.
He's a con artist. He's a scammer.
We will tell you. We're going to look. I'm telling you, Reese, they're going to pull a Biden with Lamont. Hey, who called it first, Zach? Who called it first? Remember to give me my props. Okay, maybe I am vain.
Yep.
You're not helping. Anyway, don't forget, tomorrow we are online. Red Sox are playing. They're going to be on WTIC at 1080. We will be at resetterradio.com and WTIC.com. So do not miss the program, okay? And on Thursday, we've got Devon Ward, the ombudsman for corrections, and Mark from West Hartford, Mark Walsh, is also going to be here to talk to him. So stand by for that. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You, have a good night, pleasant tomorrow. Mark Christopher is getting you home because he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, because that's where he belongs.
That's right, exactly. In the corner, facing the wall. Reese, thank you very much. Have a great night. If you're westbound 84 approaching the Bulkley Bridge, look out for a problem in the right lane right at the beginning of the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford. State Police just pulled behind the incident. So once again, westbound 84 Bulkley Bridge, right lane blocked now with a